Right.
Meow.
The gasp.
He gasps. We all gasp. It's here.
Audible gasp.
Disappointed.
Thank you, Kevin Sorbo.
The only thing we can thank Kevin Sorbo for. Anyway, hi, welcome to Rain, number 30.
Hey, I liked Hercules.
Oh, no, but he's just one of those actors who's insane.
Yeah, no, it's okay to appreciate what Kevin Sorbo has previously done. I don't appreciate anything he is currently doing. He is among many of those guys.
Yeah, he's
but
in the Mel Gibson category.
We are not here to discuss the career of Kevin Sorbo. We're here to play Rain. This is session 31. We finally made it over 30, and I know it's 31 because I posted 30 today. I am not as sick, though, as I am, repeatedly talking. I do feel a slight tickle, so I'm gonna have to stop somewhere in here and cough off mic. But before I do that, this episode is brought to you by patrons like Adam DeHart, Blacklist OG, Call Me Zed, Carlos Dragon, JDV 9000, Krishari, Legendary Boss Hunter, Rise of Kenji, Rogue Robin, Trevor, Shum Guy Named Bob, and Varen the Crow. Thank you very much for your support.
Shum.
Yes, I put a little extra in there. The man still goes by Some Guy Named Bob. I'm sure he doesn't mind if I put a little extra English in there. Anyway, it's rain. We're raining. It is no longer raining. As I do funny sounds with the... Well, we'll have to see if it rains on anybody here's wedding day. I know, a terrible cost. All right. So, last time, you guys made your way up to the King's Bridge. You met some guys in the woods, but were not stopped very long.
No.
As Nicola chose violence.
Yes.
I did choose violence.
There were indeed choices
So anyway,
to be made, and
violence.
violence was chosen.
Someone chose violence within a 1.4 seconds.
Now you get a little longer than that, but anyway.
I think he chose it when he rolled out of bed.
Just Nicola gets up and the fucking all they fear is you type, doom type beat starts playing.
Oh no.
No. But that means you did make it to the King's Bridge. You were briefly stopped in the rain because the bridges were closed. But luckily, as previously discussed, Crown Prince beats most things, so you were let in. And the rain did let off in the afternoon. You guys had a pleasant enough time meeting Lady Alara Lancet, her son Will, possibly Willie if you're feeling a little, friendly.
Okay, Wilhelm.
Not as of yet.
You're introduced to Wilhelm's fiancé. He's engaged to a lovely lady named Louise de Chevalier. Some of you attended Salon, where you drank tea and discussed things, and then more of you went out and hit up some pubs, saw some things, sang some songs, drank some ales, got to see Petit Cheval, and then you all went to bed like normal men. Those of you who have had your various healifying rolls can move your killing to shock, and I believe have already rolled to recover.
Yeah, I already did that for the one killing, so
you're all doing good. And then, I regret to inform you, you are all awakened early, at the crack of dawn, as
Nicola
there's much...
Nicola is the only person who did go out drinking is fine.
Honestly, I don't think you guys were drinking that hard. Remember, we exist in a world where, urban water purification doesn't exist, so you guys still can't just drink any water you find. You probably want to boil it or mix it with something sterile first. You don't drink spigot water unless you want, the runs or something. Dysentery.
Unless Nicola has some fancy powder that he can sprinkle in any water.
No, I'm just immune to most poison, or not immune. It's very hard to poison me.
Yeah, Nicola is undaunted by most forms of poison and disease from all of his fucking around with herbal remedies. He probably can mix something up to purify water, but boiling the water before it goes in your water skins or canteens is probably better. But anyway, what I mean is you guys are probably drinking like small ales and watered down drinks, unless one of you wants to say you were hitting the local whiskey or rye really hard. But no, you are awakened with a slight amount of ruckus. Very early, like 6 a.m., because your lovely hosts are planning on taking everybody on a duck hunt.
Oh boy!
In the nearby river delta. So this is the whole deal. If you guys don't have the right kind of all-weather clothes, they'll be cloaks, leather gaiters, which are not spelled gaitors, but gaiters.
With an eye.
Yeah. Leather covers, basically, for, like, your shoe and lower pant leg. Got some duck cloth covers for your boots and bodies, you know. There'll be boats, there'll be blinds, and you will be hunting with hounds and lead shot. Maybe occasionally throwing some spears at some fish if you want.
Sounds like fun.
So, sorry, I was distracted because Loth found the way to put the most amount of betrayal in a meme ever, which you can observe because that's being recorded in the video side version of this. If you're listening to the audio, check out the video version real quick. Thank you. Anyway, so duck hunting. All of the player characters are invited.
Yes.
Sure. Well, yeah. What's the weather like?
It's a little foggy because it's still, relatively early in spring. But no cloud cover. Sun's coming up, over the eastern horizon.
Nice. Okay, it's probably gonna be a pretty good day.
Yeah, doesn't look like rain for the early half of the day.
Well, considering it's raining pretty hard. Well, it was raining pretty hard yesterday. It's probably still moist.
Yeah, like I said, there's probably a gentle mist or fog, especially when you guys go down to the river delta. But basically, you're out here to shoot ducks. Blunderbusses will be provided because, yes, we have advanced far enough that duck hunting technology involves lead shot. You found the button.
Excellent. Yes, I found the button.
Hounds to help scare them and retrieve them. You can do it in boats. You can do it in blinds. And basically, there's probably a couple of porters up from the fort who are there to help you carry extra spare shot and reload.
Okay.
So, are we allowed to use our own implements?
Yes, but I would not recommend hunting ducks with a knife.
Well, it's not that. It's I'm having trouble imagining I don't know if I could one-hand a blunderbuss.
I mean, you could brace it with your prosthetic, or
I guess
something.
I could do that.
There are boats, and like I said, you get in some low river boats or some blinds. Packed up with a couple people. Obviously, the Crown Prince grows. Agave Cheval decides to join you, as does Ector Cheval, the two younger Cheval's father. Sorry, I have several Lancets. I'm trying to remember. His name begins with a G. Which one is him's?
A big old duck hunting party.
And you said there would also be spearfishing?
Yes.
Okay, that I will definitely gladly participate in. Because you can use the throwing pool for that, so...
Yep. Yes, Lord Gareth Cheval. And his brother Gerno, captain of the Prince's Lead Shields. But yes, so you form a merry little party. Everybody's all right, let's go. Gentlemanly sounds, dogs barking, etc. All right. If you want to hunt some ducks, you guys can roll me some shoot rolls.
Sure.
Is somebody just waiting on the soundboard, by the way? For every time we say duck. Okay, I just wanted to verify that we didn't somehow write an algorithm so we deploy the quack every time I say duck. All right, okay. Roll your shooting or throwing pool.
What does that come under again?
That's coordination plus firearms.
Okay.
So this
I
is
don't
for
have
the
that, so just
duck
pure
roll,
coordination.
Yep.
Because
Why do you not have
I
firearms?
don't have a lot in shoot.
Why do I don't have firearms? Because you guys have firearms and I've got melee weapons.
Don't worry.
He has 2 or 3 other.
I have
weapons.
firearms. I still can't shoot shit. I mean, they're the simple.
I have firearms 1.
What's that?
He's done it again.
I'm just dust myself off because I feel badass.
I feel like
Axe got 2 partial
back.
straights.
Wow, no. So far, only Loth has succeeded.
Also, I can't believe I actually have an applicable Ned gif in regards to what Dallas was talking about with his arm and firearm.
Okay, yeah. As I expected, Konrad does very well.
All right, okay.
Yeah, Konrad.
Konrad and Ignis are a menace to all ducks.
Yes.
Damn it!
No, indeed. Yes, exactly. Inos, Leslok, you know the correct end to hold the blunderbuss. You know how to fire. You guys don't really go scattergun hunting or scattergun anything, really. So it is kind of an adjustment period to, this kind of wide funnel board weapon filled with, you pack loose lead shot in there with maybe a little bit of a wad to hold it together. So you guys don't really score any palpable hits.
I didn't do great at the hunting competition either.
Yeah. Nicola, similarly, you do not have a lot of practice with, long arms, as it were. Though obviously a blunderbuss at this point is still a decent amount shorter than an arquebus or especially a full musket
I feel
or
like
rifle.
I spend the entire day trying to get the figuring out how to use a blunderbuss with this situation.
Yeah. And there's assistants there to help you and stuff. And if you want to roll your expert throwing, your throwing weapon pool,
Oh, that'll be
do
for
a little
spearfishing.
little spear fishing.
Yeah,
that's
I will do that. 'Cause
fine.
then I can show off.
Logesh barely understands which is the correct way of the gun to hold.
Dangerous.
But does actually manage to just kind of do that thing that he does where, for lack of a better term, he locks in. He, activates his stubborn Logesh focus mode and definitely kills a couple of ducks. Blam, blam. And as Konrad noted, Konrad has his own hound to help with duck hunting. Ignis has never really hunted waterfowl before of any stripe, I think, but
start the adjectives.
he understands. I mean, not just the dreaded duck, but also geese or anything remotely resembling it. I don't think Konrad would have been out hunting any of those.
Maybe geese.
Probably not.
Yeah, so
Not in the past, anyway.
Ignis isn't really experienced with that, but he takes to it much like the duck takes to water. And honestly, he is a big fluffy boy, so yeah, trumping through the wetlands doesn't seem to bother him none. And you are together able to bag several of the big birds.
Hey.
All right, now you're reaching.
Yeah, that was a reach. I thought he was going to say duck.
No, I did a different
You got
joke.
me.
Armed with a couple of harpoons or gig spears, though, Nicola manages to catch you some fresh river fish as well.
Fish.
So all in all, it's a little loud, it's a little damp, but there is a great sense of camaraderie. You've got gentlemen young and old with you, and like I said, porters and batsmen and valets and stuff to hand off guns to, and you spend a good probably couple of hours hooping and a hollering and a shooting in the stands just outside of town. And once you get over all the demon fire smoke, it is kind of picturesque out here, as the sun slowly creeps into the eastern sky, where you guys are backlit, basically. The sunlight pours out over the river, burning away the fog, and it's, nice, pleasant, crisp.
Cool. Inos will probably stare out over to the distance for a while.
Yeah.
Like,
All right, and now you return, as I said, after a couple of hours for breakfast. Warm breakfast.
warm. Wow.
Hot
Yes.
tea. For those of you who brought some red leaf for your stock, some red leaf as well.
got
Fresh
that red
bread
leaf.
and pastries of all kinds.
What's our jam situation?
You'd probably have like I said, we're probably at like the start of the second month of spring or so. So yeah, we're probably in like gathering fruits, and berries don't keep very long, so a decent amount of it is going to be turned into preserves. So
Jam it up.
yes, there will be jams and preserves.
Ramen.
You will have sweet berry-filled treats,
Excellent.
and
I
also
did
probably,
want to take a moment to catch the Marquis' attention and ask him something.
Yep. You got to time it at breakfast. Breakfast is not going to be very formal because, you guys are all, you trump back in after being out in the swamp for a couple hours. So, everybody has to like ditch their coat, take off their boot covers and stuff and, put your feet up. So you've got some time.
Yeah. But, Inos will lean over towards Leslok. I'm like, cuz, you studied a lot of things. Monstrum among them, correct?
Yes.
I was like, could you tell me what you remember of the monstrum in Oro, specifically down in the... I just forgot her fucking last name. Why? Why me?
Rear mouse?
Petroy?
Rear mouse, thank you.
Okay.
In the rear mouse.
Go on.
Rear mouse, Lance.
Let me think it for a moment.
All right, roll student of Monstrum.
All right, there we go.
Nice. Alrighty. Well, what Inos is referring to is... once again, I think I've spelled the name before, but to remind everybody. Niñades. Large, bat-like creatures with sharp fangs. Dwell mostly in the region known as the Dark Woods, one of the few large, forested areas in Akunar, which is the territory of House Oro. They do have big, long forelimbs with wings. Kind of similar to how the Harapuya, the wing folk, have wings on their arms. So they can fly, not as fast as something like a griffin or a dragon. They're very sneaky at night. They're known for sucking the blood of their victims, which makes them stronger. The primary thing with 9s is they have very sensitive hearing and good enough night sight, but they are very weak to sunlight or bright light. Indeed, they take a penalty for being blinded in bright light. But also, they can produce a super loud and slightly disturbing shrieking or howling sound, which, out of character, I'll say it this way, is a morale attack, and also anybody in their immediate vicinity in the fight who doesn't make a body plus endurance roll is deafened for the rest of the encounter. So say goodbye to hear rolls.
So, Omega, out of character, these are just man-bat creatures, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Ears, see good and dark, loud. And I'll pre-answer a follow-up question, because I think Inos is meant to ask you about how the locals deal with them.
Yes.
The preferred way is, if you can catch them, is to deal with them at range. They can fly, so they usually intercept them with bow or crossbow. Using guns would probably be just as effective, but the firearm trade in Akunar is a lot smaller, so you would have to conserve your stuff. But failing that, because they do like to go to roost during the day, is ambush them when they're nesting and get them up close. Spear, sword, axe, whatever your hard hitting weapons are. They're not like particularly heavily armored or extra tough.
Okay.
But they can be pretty fast and nasty up close. So the main thing is blind them. They'll use torches, lanterns, especially alchemia, light salts, fulminating jars, that kind of stuff. Stun them, disorient them, and polish them off in close quarters.
Okay. Omega, a question. What weapon was Nakaluka using back in the Grand Melee?
Noctiluca carries rapier and parrying dagger.
I don't know her full weapon. I don't know if I want to make a rapier to fight Monstrum. I probably would rather make it like something like a saber.
Saber.
Yeah, hunting swords or heavy sabers is fairly common. Big hacking blade.
Spears.
Well, like I said, I feel it is unlikely they go up and try to stand Monstrum with a rapier. I'm just saying.
No, rapier is usually a duelist's weapon. There is actually, honestly, thinking about it, as you're at breakfast, Inos, where's the calamitous blade right now?
It's with him.
All right.
He doesn't let him out of its sight.
Yeah, that is what is known as a hunting sword. It is a one-handed but two-edged blade. So a little shorter in overall length than like a full long sword, because it's not really designed for you to like half-hand it or double-hand it. But it is a longsword length blade, so it still does the full like width +1 in killing. So something like that would probably be preferred, because it would be balanced like a rapier. Not that this is something we've discussed often on mic before. Swords aren't as heavy as people think they are. Like even a Zweihander is like fairly zippy in the hands of somebody who knows what they're doing. But something in that style would present a heavier blade for piercing or slashing, while still being acceptable to have one hand free for parrying dagger, torch, lantern, whatever.
Well, if I make the sword the lantern, I leave another hand free for what? Maybe a pistol? Could be interesting.
Actually, let me check what Noctiluca's, because you guys hang out, so let me see what her...
I'm pretty sure I would have asked during one of the times, like, when this came up, how she fights them and what she uses, but... Because I know we've talked about them before, I just can't remember. I just couldn't remember.
Yeah, no, she's got a couple of ranks in the Southern School martial path, sword and dagger, in the offhand. She does have 1 point in bows. That's her only ranged attack right now.
Does bows cover crossbows as well?
Yes.
I could make a crossbow to go with the sword. Why not? Well, actually, I don't know. What skill would cover making a crossbow?
Probably expert engineering or fletching, I think. No, bowyer is the professional term for a bowmaker.
Then maybe not.
I mean, I could help.
No.
Okay.
It's important that Inos does it himself. It's
That's
part.
fair.
It's part of the. What's the word I want to use?
Sentimentality of the gift.
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
Like, this is why Enos is gonna, go steal the secrets of Damascene and learn to become a master blacksmith really fucking quickly for some odd reason. It's gonna be great. But Enos, after hearing that, starts mumbling to himself, thinking, ask Emily to bring him some paper and a pen, start scribbling furiously.
I assume, since we've talked about this, you have to have sketchbooks for designs and stuff, so
Yeah.
that can easily be arranged.
No, like, I'm probably am gonna do what you said. I'm gonna submit the designs and diagrams for the music box to the Iron Demons to be listed as a masterworks. Also, probably when I enchant the Sea Wolf to an Eidolon, I'm probably gonna submit that as a masterworks too.
That one is gonna, for a fact, Inos, they're not gonna be offended, but your fellow Iron Demons are not gonna know what to make head or tails of that. You made a masterwork boat? A masterwork water goad thing? How does it even work?
Some kind of water house?
I don't think that applying to
Well,
that.
Enos is gonna say, he made a masterwork Eidolon. Hopefully they'll understand that a bit better. And then once I finish this blade, that'll be my third masterwork. This blade's gonna take some time, though. Can't even start working on it until we get back to Teine. I'm pretty sure the Wayland family, probably even Lord Wayland, because he is a master smith, right?
Yes.
Yeah. He probably knows how to make Damascene.
Which one's Damascene?
It's the 5th one in the Esoteric Path Riddle of Steel. Basically lets you make some nifty armor by basically infusing demon fire into the thing. If I remember,
Gotcha.
yeah. If I remember correctly, it increases the wealth of the item by 50%, lets you do +1 killing, and ignores all non-metal armor that is not covered by esoterics or sorceries. If you do it for armor, though, and you make a full thing of, chainmail or full plate, you can treat the whole thing as medium. But you have to make it all in one go. Can't be piecemeal.
Yeah.
Damn.
Because it has to be fitted correctly. No, I mean, there's a reason why this is the 5th rank of the Riddle of Steel.
Yeah.
And as I said, the it does come with a caveat. Anything you do with the process is a difficulty of 5, because the art of, well, what if we put demon fire inside the steel is crazy talk. But it messes with the carbon.
Yes,
I have a
but the plan
question.
is... Oh, yes, go.
Oh, sorry.
Well, no, I'm just waxing poetical about the gift I want to give my beloved little knight. So, no, please. Go.
How closely is House Cheval tied to House Espada?
Not very.
Fair enough. I'm gonna probably have to make some detours. I'll figure that out, because I have to justify learning something that I need to go to Espada Lands for.
What do you need to learn?
How to alchemize orichalcum.
I thought you already knew how to make orichalcum.
Or, no, the other one, adamantine.
There we go.
The other one. The one I don't know.
Yep. Well, that's what you're gonna have to...
No, the adamant gate makes orichalcum. What are you talking about?
It's just the Greenland Iceland scam again.
It is. Ugh.
But yeah, no, I need to figure that out at some point. How to do the equivalent of corporate espionage.
All right. And basically for the rest of the morning, you guys are free. You
Cool.
There's no other plans if you guys want to walk around, make social calls, shop, whatever.
What kind of town is this again? It's a big ass town. I remember that.
It's a riverport town. So as mentioned the last time, very robust shopping district. Lots of shipping, storage, and anything that would be sped along by access to the river. So probably means with water wheels, good paper, good flour, anything else you can move by mill power.
I think Logesh will actually take this opportunity, because since it did come up, take this opportunity to learn more about how to handle a firearm and hunting. So that's what Logesh will do.
That can be done. The Castle of the First Spear is a functional fort, and they, as discussed, the House Cheval is kind of the forerunner of the carabiner or dragoon style of firearm. Using a shorter, lighter gun, which can be carried on horseback. So they can take some opportunity to teach you some pointers.
Yeah.
I think
And your lamplighters
Nicola-
brought muskets if you want to learn more about that.
I don't
I think
necessarily...
Nicola is. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, sorry, I was talking to myself.
I think Nicola is going to spend some time working on a long-term project. Because we're in the late 1700s, right?
Rough technology level.
Because I want to start working on something that may be technologically ahead of us and see how, but not by a lot. Well, let me make sure it's not by a lot. I don't think it was. Oh yeah, it's definitely not by a lot.
Well, what
1765.
sort of thing are you looking for in terms of materials and process?
So the thought Nicola has, obviously Dallas knows what this is leading to, but Nicola only has the thought right now. He's wondering if he could use some sort of alchemical combination of dragon fire to help improve the mobility and speed of ships.
Okay, you're thinking of a some sort of combustion type engine device.
Yes, maybe using thermodynamics in some way.
All right.
Because I think the steam engine was invented in the 1800s or 1800.
I think we talked about this. We have figured out steam power, but we have not necessarily applied it to locomotion.
Yes,
Yeah.
Nicola, having studied at the Alchemical College, would probably be familiar with the concept of a steam engine. There are some fairly convincing, diagrams that, as far back as the Romans, they figured out the concept of like, hey, if you turn water to steam, it phase changes, which can move things. What does that do? I don't fucking know, lol.
Yeah.
So, yes.
We're sure this does something. What does it do?
So definitely, if you were thinking of some way to like think of a alchemical fuel source to like make a more efficient steam boiler, there's probably a couple different things you could do with that.
Yeah, I'm trying to get eventually is steam powered ships, which is I believe one of the first applications before locomotives.
Yes, and that process would probably go like a river paddle boat first, and then like steam screw.
Oh yeah. No, there's a reason I thought of it while we were in the river town. I may or may not have Proud Mary in the background.
So yeah, you could probably start some sketches. Go ahead and make me an engineering roll of like how big a boiler you would need to, generate enough steam to push a water wheel. After all, that's another one that like the wheel itself shouldn't be too much of a leap in logic. You guys have water mills where water pushes a wheel to do power. Basically, what Nicola is thinking of is how would I reverse that process? What do I put on the other end of a water wheel to push water?
And to basically put it in broad strokes, this is something I don't necessarily want to be done now with. This is something I'm aiming towards having done by the summer quarter.
No, yeah. Go ahead. Like I said, go ahead and make me a roll now to like you can start doing some math and sketching out some ideas.
Yeah, probably
we'll
getting a lot of
how
boat
good your
stuff
rig is.
from here.
Hey man, if you can get it working, we could have that fucking lakeside court.
Well, sevens.
I'm good at boats, apparently.
Yes, definitely. You study some of the river boats, which I think would be a lot of like flat barges. Normally you just go down with the current, and then if you want to ride up against the current, you have to drag the barge back, or punt or pontoon it back up, which requires more effort. You can definitely think about like, okay, well, what if I just I'm imagining Nicola's brain blast. It's basically like, okay, I've seen the boys row. You observed the rowing competition. What if I make a machine not entirely like my little metal man to row for it? And you're like, it's probably too much work. What if I just stick a bunch of oars in a row? So like you've probably got your earliest you are in the weirdo Leonardo da Vinci sketch phase right now. But definitely if you took some of these preliminary designs, preferably with acquiring some sort of riverboat or lake barge at the back in Teine to develop on, you probably have the start of a project that could end with a steam wheel riverboat.
I have been told by my family I needed to find healthier outlets for my creativity that don't invite dividing my soul.
Yeah. No, this is definitely, like I said, this is a project that will probably, take you
months.
Months of work to perfect. At the very least, probably a few weeks to, start assembling prototypes. But you've rolled successfully on your engineering, so you know what you would need to start such a project. And know that it is indeed possible, Start doing your physics math. Anybody else? Morning.
No, I'll take I'll grab Alestra and Aurelia and Moira, I suppose, and we'll go shopping, I suppose.
Right.
I don't think there's anything I particularly want, but
I think you guys also did do a little shopping yesterday afternoon, so anything, urgent probably picked up, but yes.
yeah, because I remember we got Alestra a dagger, Aurelia's already armed, Moira's fucking fine in that regards. No point in making the girls learn more than they need to. No, they'll just keep riding in the carriage, so we don't need to worry about them having horses or such thing. Can't imagine the fashion scene's that amazing out here, although we might get some interesting imports.
Yes,
We ain't
as I
buying
mentioned before,
jewelry.
there are some because this is a major, crossroads city, there are even some far-flung Lagartian imports, silk and the like.
Yeah, we've already got some silk. Got some silk pajamas, some jammies.
But yes, as previously mentioned, the fashion sense in Cheval lands is pragmatic, possibly even rustic. It's a little different of a vibe from Teine, because I honestly think Teine quote unquote fashion can probably get a little fantastical, but usually in the sense of like, oh, look at this cool new material I've made, look at this neat process I've built, kind of a thing, always showing off that technology with like, oh, I developed a new loom, that does this or that or the other thing. Cheval lands is like, all right, you've got boots, you've got trousers, you've got a tunic, you're good to go. Oh, you're a gentleman, here's a coat. Staple some brass to that coat, you're good. Probably make a fine number of socially acceptable hats. That's about it. And Leslok's fine with a little bit of a continuing his quiet morning.
Konrad will probably actually joins Inos and the others in doing some shopping. Maybe not necessarily doing as much shopping, but kind of perusing the crafting district.
Then we should probably bring Kieran along with us too.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was
sure.
already thinking, yeah, he'll tag.
Yeah.
Like I said, plenty of sights to see and kind of compare and contrast different styles of craftsmanship.
Probably particularly in specs, kind of the way they craft weapons and stuff here. I know they're bigger on the spear here, so.
And the lance, and the lance. Big
Yes,
lances.
House Lancet is Sigil of the Spears. So yeah, they have a wide variety of polearms of all kinds here. Pikes, hunting spears, all kinds of pole axes. You may even see a couple of places where they either sell or offer to convert farming implements. The Fauchard, the war scythe, is we took a farming scythe blade and rotate it so it's on the end of a polearm.
Oh, that sounds a little intense.
Yeah, honestly, it's not the highest quality thing ever, but it looks scary and it gives you pretty good reach, which when you're talking about auxiliaries or levies, like is good. They also have a decent amount of because they're all up and down the riverside. There's like reeds to be gathered. Probably you'd see a lot more pottery and clayworks as well. Get it right out of the river. But there's probably a decent utility in basically what would be machete type blades.
Man,
like
I do love me a machete.
Somewhere in that range that's like not quite a sword, definitely no longer a knife, just heavy, crude chopping blades.
A chopper.
Good for gathering, good for, hacking down riverside reeds, and also for hacking down a guy named Reed if he's, in your neighborhood.
Fuck you, Reed.
And like I said, House Cheval in general is known for good leather and hide work, working closely with animals. Probably got a little bit of, because you are in the more northern side of Milieu, probably got a little bit of their wool trade in. But you'd also see a decent number of, like I said, clothing suitable for going out in the river,
Well, actually, if they have higher quality leather goods, I think I'll replace my give me some new boots and gloves.
Yes, you can get fresh new boots and gloves.
Actually, let me double check the armor. I think I've been wearing a gambeson most of this time, which is
very solid.
technically cloth.
Yeah, it's thick treated cloth.
For a second, I double took.
Leather armor is 1 through 9. What's 1 and 2 again?
Legs.
1 leg.
Oh, so it goes all the way down. No, I like having cavalry boots.
What sort of leg protection does Konrad usually wear?
If it's just casual, it's usually he just has boots on, but he does have some greaves for like battle.
Battle.
Yes, I think, if you guys are going to look at leather goods and especially shoe wear, Aurelia will actually inquire as to about shoe sizes, mostly for Konrad, she explains. If you're going to do so much running around, we might as well make that a little bit easier.
All right. They're getting a little tight, so.
I'll take myself a long-term project. Ideally, I should probably pass on such a craft, as she taps her own cavalry boots, which I don't know if it's been explicitly said out loud, like she mentioned that she did 7 league boots to her boots, but you guys have seen her, deadass run way faster than a 16-year-old girl with her physique should.
I'm considering it's a trademark. It's a legacy thing of the family. It's not that surprising.
But yeah, she will mention, as she kind of like taps her boot heel on the ground, I should probably set aside some time to weave such a thing for my lord brother, since, well, we may never know when we need him to squirrel away somewhere or arrive faster someplace. But I haven't ever done it for anyone but myself before, so I figured we should test it on Konrad, since he runs so much these days.
Oh, a test dummy, huh?
Oh, don't think of it like that. Taps her on the shoulders. She points, at the boots she's wearing. Test it out on myself first.
Fair.
Nah, the first test subject should always be yourself.
Oh my god, but Nicola get here.
Nicholas just says that as he's like sitting at a riverfront cafe with a sketchbook. Guys, you've got to stop here. They've got a cheese board you'll love.
I think cheeseboard.
Cheese board.
Way too Scottish on that one.
Well, among the things that Konrad does buy for himself, he'll definitely buy, probably grabs one of those machete-like swords. He seems to have a growing collection of odd weaponry, so.
Do I want to buy any souvenirs for back home? Who do I have to give souvenirs to? My family? What would the Iron Demons like?
I think Konrad would also get, maybe, since we're talking leatherworks, maybe a new, nice wide belt.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Sounds about right.
Belts are rad.
And a duck collar.
Oh, yes. No, they definitely probably have a few of those.
And off and on throughout the rest of their morning out, you just hear Konrad testing it. That's not right.
Just imagining, you take Ignis out with you for the exercise, and he just looks at you sideways when you do it sometimes, just like, what?
What is this?
What?
Huh? Not like he's confused, like he thinks there's a duck, but more just like, what are you doing, boss?
Sounds like duck, but isn't.
Oh, is you okay?
Sounds like duck, but isn't. Where are the real ducks over there?
Squirrel!
Actually, I think the thing that the Iron
If
Demons
duck,
want,
why friendship?
I think the thing the Iron Demons want most probably is books.
Yeah, knowledge is probably that. That or just interesting craftsmanship.
Yeah.
I already got all my gifts at the capital, so.
Shit, while we were back in the capital, I should have bought clothing for my little sisters.
I think you may have done that.
Did I? I might have.
I know for a fact you've talked about
did.
getting them some things before.
You did, because you did it the same. I think we all got gifts for family around the same time.
There definitely would have been like
idea,
either your first day or even like the
that.
first day of the festival. You guys did have an opportunity to go shopping, so I know you mentioned shopping for your sisters.
I believe it was the day before we shoved off.
No, that might have been me buying stuff for the Iron Demons.
Yeah, well, I'll go with the assumption that I bought my little sister's clothing. I'm going to assume that. I probably did not get books. Actually, well, I'm going to insist that we stop by the Isle of, what's the isle that the House Verity is on? Is it the Isle of Verity?
Throne.
Throne. I'm going to insist that we stop by the Island of Throne on the way back, because there's plenty of things to do there, and I'm pretty sure I can probably find a surplus of books.
Assuredly,
There.
yes. You can also find. I did mention they will have used watermills for paper here, so there is probably a printing business or two in Point de Lance as well.
Oh, I guess that's fair. No. I want to get them at Tron because I don't want to have to carry all these books everywhere.
That's fair. There you go. Smart shopping.
Yeah.
I
No,
I know
it's
for a
definitely-
fact that is a thing I have fucked up before in my own travels. Yes, while we're here, let's buy a couple of books. That won't be a
books would be
problem.
heavy. But yes, no, it's definitely the fact that Inos sees all the paperwork. So, like, oh yeah, books, and then it's like, wait, paper heavy.
In fact, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I bought my giant fucking complete Cthulhu Mythos by H.P. Lovecraft at a Barnes & Noble in California once.
You know, Omega, so did I.
We do like us some Lovecraft.
Yeah, he's my favorite problematic author.
California just as a whole says, you know what H.P. Lovecraft would hate? The weather here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Where's my notes? I'm gonna write this down in my goals so I don't forget. But no, that's it for me. Inos will tour the shops, check out some production, chat with the gang.
Nicola would probably be following along with you. Wait, are you guys? Is the shopping district on the river?
Oh, I'm
area?
sure. Like, at least the
Then,
high-quality shops.
Nicola
I mean-
will probably be following in your general vicinity, but not paying attention to most of you. He has a giant sketchbook.
Here it is.
Well,
I actually have a lot to do on the Island of Tron.
when you return back to...
At some point, someone's probably has to stop him from walking into the river.
Yes, definitely. Also, when you block up your list on Tron, be sure to post it up for me, because I'll make sure to put it in my notes so I can know how to field that one. But you don't have to worry about that until you guys actually leave. So, well, after your pleasant enough morning out, you return to the Castle of First Spear, and your luncheon invite is actually you're going to be taken on a picnic. Yes, picnic dining. Which at this time period would still be called a picnic. Before us Anglo speakers deleted all the extra vowels.
Don't you mean a picnic?
No. It's a picnic.
A picnic.
So Yogi Bear had it right the entire time. What the fuck?
Yes.
Oh, that was a bit.
Picnic basket, boo boo buddy.
I would believe that Yogi Bear would speak a little bit of French. Anyway, because this is a very fashionable thing in Grassy, some of you may have vaguely heard of it, but probably have never done it before. Yeah, it's outdoor dining. You go out to an open field, you roll out some blankets, you sit, you eat, you got some hampers. The food that will be packed with you will include, boiled eggs, cold cuts of poultry, sandwich rolls, canapes, crackers and sweet biscuits, sweet and savory biscuitry. A caddy so you can brew herbal tea, but also probably a couple bottles of, a nice rosé spring wine.
There you go.
Jesus.
Basically, everybody will, bundle up, ride out, to some of the hills just outside of town, where everything is all very picturesque. And you'll probably spend, a decent chunk of your evening there, or your afternoon, I should say. Do you want to, paint or sketch? There's plenty of time for that. Play cards.
Inos is completely hopeless at non-technical artistry.
Would Nicola be any good at non-technical art? Probably not.
What would I like to do? Who came along? On this
Probably
picnic?
your whole tour party.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Nicola is here
Wilhelm
in
will come
physical
along
body.
as your good host to kind of show you where to go.
Is anyone
Normally
gonna get
they
mad
do
if I
say
just
that,
take
Go ahead.
Is anyone gonna get mad if I just take Onyx and just go riding over the hills like a madman?
No,
I would
probably
probably
not.
be very alarmed. I don't know about mad.
Well, no, it's just like I got Onyx, and normally we're gonna be going get a nice day pace, and I kind of want to go along and just run.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got the open
Do
fields
you?
for it,
Yeah, we're at the open fields for it. It's just like, how else am I gonna get this chance just to go galloping over the fields?
Yes, you could all open your hampers. Like I said, drink a little bit of tea, drink a little bit of wine, crackers, sandwiches, cold cuts, boiled eggs, a cookie.
Lot is here, and she's trying to beg food from everyone.
Unfortunately, Enos probably gives in. Also, probably to Ignis as well.
Gotta be honest. Blot is a corvid. I'm pretty sure you guys are not gonna watch the hampers 24/7. So some crackers are just gonna go missing.
No.
Crackers.
Especially with how distracted Nicola will be, he could probably just freaking pick it off his plate and he won't notice.
Nah, Lot knows better than to do that.
But yes,
She'll,
I was
be
gonna say
very,
before.
she'll be very nice and ask for the hat scratches and then take the cracker.
normally, as Wilhelm kind of like vaguely describes, yes, this is the Piconique. This is what we do. Typically, it's not uncommon. It's kind of in vogue for like your local theater troupes or other artists to go out to these open areas near the picnic grounds and kind of practice, so you can sit, eat, and kind of watch them work in an informal setting. In this case, you're basically privately dining. You're in some large lands on the outskirts of town, and the guards will be posted to make sure nobody comes too close, but certainly gives Inos some time to just gallivant out about in the hills.
Yes, I'm gonna go gallivant about in the hills. I'm gonna ride. I'm gonna let Onyx run free, and I might yell out loud a bit when I think no one can hear me.
Run to hills.
Go ahead and roll me coordinate plus ride.
Let's see if I get sent flying.
Oh, please.
Any of the rest of you, want to do anything in particular while picnicking?
I rolled nothing.
All right. You do not fall off your horse. You have the actual riding skill and are going to be armed with, a saddle, stirrups, etc. You have a trained horse under you. You're.
It is not the most graceful gallop.
Yeah, basically that. Because you're not in any danger of being unseated because you're not, going through dangerous terrain. Nobody's trying to hit you with anything. It's not like raining or something. But definitely there are some times where you slip a little. You might, ride badly and jostle yourself, rattle all your bones around.
I'll take like a pointer shot to the torso or something?
No damage or anything like that. I don't think it's that big of a deal. You'd heal 1 point anyway if you took it in a scene. But definitely, sometimes you have to catch yourself by grabbing the saddle horn or the reins and stuff. If anybody is watching you, they would probably note that you clearly have never been on a galloping horseback before.
It's true.
But yes, any of the rest of you want to do anything in particular while picnicking, or do you just gonna nibbles and watch the clouds go by?
This is a warhorse. Is he big enough to carry a second person? Maybe.
Do I want to?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. Just
Oh yeah, Clydesdale definitely.
I don't think it's a full Clydesdale because that's a draft animal, but this is a war horse. So this horse has been bred and practiced to carry a house chevalier, fully armored knight.
Yeah, probably as long as you are wearing normal clothing, then yeah, it could probably carry two people. It probably couldn't carry two fully armored people. That would be a bit much.
Most horses can't do that. But for a dramatic escape with someone else,
a romantic ride.
Who says that can't be the same thing?
I mean, depending on the person, yes. Are you still pursuing Crazy
Nicola.
Fan Lady? I can't remember.
No.
Fair enough.
Nicola, how's your chest?
I'm not avoiding her, but I'm going to let the embers burn out.
Nicola, how's your chest doing, by the way?
Oh, here's a question. What skill would, not being ADD be?
What do you mean by this?
I don't.
Because he's
think that
catching
the
me
skill
off
exists.
guard, so I'm wondering if Nicola would accidentally say the truth.
Probably not, because you're surrounded by people you wouldn't say that to.
Oh, right. No, there are other people here. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah definitely.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's not just.
I took a healing potion, and I've mostly numbed the pain, so it should be fine.
Did you actually quaff a healing potion? I do not remember if you had one in stock.
No, I did not.
Well, hey, guess what? That'll be a charm plus lie. Cause
I will lie blatantly in front of other people and tell you the truth in private. That is definitely what I'm going to do.
Yes, but that was definitely a thing you said just now.
Uh-huh. No, I'm well aware. I'm not going to get away with this, but charm plus lie?
Yes.
All right.
And on the off chance that he makes a match and actually does something resembling a lie, that would be sense plus empathy to try and see through it.
No, not 34. 34 details.
I was
no.
typing something out, but I'll wait.
No.
Yes, you do not even need to roll empathy. You are, you haven't followed Nicola around all day, yesterday and today, Konrad, but you were reasonably certain that Nicola has not had 5 minutes alone.
Throw a spear fishing, and he probably...
He seems perfectly fine, and you are pretty sure he has not had the 5 minutes alone with his alchemy kit to, brew and quaff a healing potion.
No.
Or even took the kit out, actually.
Nicola will pointedly look at, because he obviously knows he's shit at lying. I'm pretty sure Nicola knows he sucks at lying. Nicola will pointedly look at what's his name?
Wilhelm.
Yeah, Wilhelm, and then just like subtly shake his head.
Konrad just kind of rolls his eyes and shrugs, and does not pursue it.
Fair enough.
Like Lubu.
I have a question, Aren. Did you wait till Inos was back before asking that, or is this asked while Inos is out?
I just thought about it because I didn't do it earlier. It could have been at any point.
Oh.
Technically, I think that would be while Inos is out and about riding.
It technically was, but I did not do it with the purposes of doing it while Inos was out, so.
No, I was just like, well, if you didn't do it with the purpose, and if Omega says I'll probably out, I will stick with it was probably out, therefore I have no knowledge that this went out. Very well then.
I don't know if it was intrusive to say if I heard this conversation or not.
I'm pretty sure you
During
overheard it.
During the picnic.
Yeah.
Well,
Unless you're
Nearby.
doing something.
Gotcha.
I know you said you were typing something earlier, so I don't know if you were doing anything else in the picnic besides, like I
No,
said, just snacking and watching.
ironically, before this what happened, this is what I was typing out.
Maybe
What
you
I
should
was
go
doing.
riding over the hills with Narissa and just let yourselves run free.
Well, that would be something that my dad would do, so fuck it.
Make it something you would do, not just what your dad would do.
It's too late for you to say that. He's already developed a complex.
No, it's literally my
Guys,
it's literally my duty.
we're super deep in the character.
It's literally my
What do you
duty of
mean
upholding the
develop?
legacy of my parents.
Leslok has
literally-
had
it's
daddy
literally a thing
issues
on my
since
sheet.
before his dad died.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm gonna like Inos is. Oh, sorry, please.
Oh, I was just gonna say, on I was thinking about before the session, out of character, like if a conversation like this, because we talked about this, I think either like briefly on mic or off mic last week, about Konrad, wondering about Nicola's rapid healing. I was thinking of. Good.
Yeah, I think it was mentioned because we were also talking about. I thought that to heal the killing, I would have to have like his full attention or something like that.
Yeah, no, it's just we made sure to reread that carefully, but yes. So I was thinking that conversation might be a good thing to spring off Narissa speaking to Nicola, but if you feel like it would be more in character for you to invite Narissa out to just kind of ride around on the hillside, she would also absolutely not say no to that, Leslok.
I think the first thing is more advantageous for me, but I think the latter situation is more in character.
What's your ride skill, my dude?
I upped it a bit. I now have 5 dice in total. It's 3.
Upped it a bit.
No, you said 5 dice
well-
in total, so that's coordination
Oh.
plus ride.
Oh, excuse me.
It's from 1 to 3
Yeah.
now. I put it by 2.
My mistake.
Yeah,
gone from nothing
Leslok's
to
not
complete master.
super coordinated, but he has a decent amount of skills in his spread.
I've been thinking of upping my coordination because I have 5 XP I'm sitting on, but I'm going to wait till the session's over just so I don't make it weird.
No, that's fair.
Actually,
You're
is
thinking about
Onyx-
where you want to put your E EXP.
Would Onyx be a well-trained warhorse that gives me the +1 bonus, or is it just a normal ass? warhorse?
Yeah.
Wouldn't most horses be bow trained anyway?
Yes,
Well, no,
probably. I think the question is like, I don't
There's a,
think you get the benefits of like the animal companion advantage without
actually spending
putting a
okay,
little
that makes
EXP on it. Yeah,
sense. Okay.
That's what I was about to mention.
for your because that
Okay.
when you have an animal companion animal that's got like you build that special bond, and also that means that it's like the game master should not be just like your animal that you carry with you die.
I'm
Like
gonna be real. I might be slightly upset if Onyx dies, but that's just because I get attached to any and everything.
it's true, but
Nice
much like
horse.
the possession quality, if you want to solidify that relationship, I think it's like 1 point for the first level of animal companion.
Yeah, it's 1
Yeah.
point per
Yeah, I
level.
think
Yeah,
like
per
a
level.
good, like a professional warhorse is like 2 or 3. Actually, I'm gonna double check that.
Spoiler: Nicola has taken the first level of Animal Companion.
You are getting attached to your horse.
No, it's not my horse.
Oh,
It's
You're right.
Amun-Ra.
your body.
Wouldn't that be a possession?
Well, it's intelligent.
No, snakes are more intelligent than horses.
Oh, sorry, I was thinking about the
Oh,
metal
the
bed. sorry.
snake. Oh,
Yeah,
Snake.
no, Amun-Ra is the king cobra.
Yes. No. Yeah. Speaking about the many things that Nicola's going to invent, he's going to invent how to keep snakes in cold weather environments. He's going to get a little.
gotta make
a little
heat rocks.
snake.
Yes.
look at this
Ear
motherfucking
rocks.
Asclepius over here.
Oh yeah, that is a thing, huh?
Like the
I didn't
Caduceus.
do that on purpose.
Because the
No,
Caduceus is
probably
loud.
not. But no, I absolutely believe that both Dallas and Nicola were just like neat. A snake. Cool.
Unironically, this is definitely Dallas bleeding into Nicola. I think snakes are adorable.
Honestly, yeah, I've been I've lived lots of places where you need a healthy concern about stepping on the wrong danger noodle in the brush.
Oh yeah.
But no, definitely some snakes can be very aesthetically pleasing to look at with their little snoots.
Well, I guess I'm lucky where I live because all the dangerous ones let you know very easily. It's like, yeah, don't touch me.
Rattler.
Yeah,
Rattler,
no,
boys.
I've lived in the American Southeast for quite a while, which means
Yeah, you got cottonmouths.
Yeah, copperheads, cottonmouths, that kind of things. There are a couple of rattlers, but there are just as many. And in Florida, obviously, there are coral snakes. But while very deadly, coral snakes are not usually a concern because they're a rear-fanged snake, which means your normal sneaker leather will stop them because they cannot bring down enough bite force to actually penetrate you.
Yeah.
Whereas the snakes that have a better record of accidentally knocking off people are usually front-fanged snakes, which means they get a lot more bite pressure.
Even though I have the ranking animal companion, I probably didn't bring Amun-Ra with me just because I think he would I'm going to wait till I take more ranks.
Yeah, I mean, and even if you've got, even if you have a quote-unquote bond with this snake, I do not think a exotic jungle cobra is like a picnic friend.
No.
Sure he is. You just wrap him around your body, and when he gets bored, you'll pop his head out of your collar and be like, hello there, I'm a snake.
Yeah, no.
Hiss, motherfucker.
I just don't think
Give
this
me a rat.
is the kind of thing I just spring on people, though.
No, probably not, yeah. You'll be careful about that one.
If it's at our house, you better believe when it's at our house, I'll have it around me a lot more. But this is not.
I'm just
our
imagining
house.
you putting your snake in just like a fur trim tube. Jeez. There you go, buddy.
His snake sock.
Yep, just make him a snake sock.
Sorry, I got up and stood around to go blow my nose and saw my light up a little bit. I guess it was loud. Anyway, in that case, if Leslok thinks he would take a little more opportunity to go riding, go ahead and roll me your ride pool.
All right. Let's just see if it's not. I was gonna hope it's not miserable.
Like I said, you're not in danger, so it's not gonna fuck up. Oh wow, okay. You managed to handle yourself fairly impressively.
Nice.
Probably not enough to do like stunts or tricks or anything, but
Wheelies.
Do a barrel roll.
I mean, I don't know about the second one, but doing a wheelie on a horse is actually pretty easy for trick riding. Getting them to rear is normal.
That horse is doing a kickflip.
Actually, honestly, I think
That'd be impressive.
is it one of the early level in the one of the riding martial paths or esoterics is your mount gets to make an attack without a multiple action penalty. So
horse kick is insane.
Oh my god, hold
just
on.
horse kick energy. Oh, we're doing the you do it opposite horse tricks. No, Leslok is not that skilled.
Narissa could do that. I think Narissa could do that.
I don't even think Narissa is that. I mean, she does have animal companion. I don't think she's that skilled.
You can kick flip a horse. That's just not how this works.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry,
she just has the first rank in horse in Chevalier's course. She can do the rapid mounting trick.
Oh, okay.
But yes, no. So you go for a pleasant ride.
Are you okay,
Sorry.
Lexi?
No,
Just
he's found a new
watch.
one.
Oh shit!
When you
Someone
talk
drop
about
that-
the horse does not want you to ride.
Yeah, just, no.
Nobody hurt
Nay,
Ed
I
much.
say.
Nobody hurt his head too much.
All right, okay.
This is going to be a 1% joke, but that's an outtake from an alternate ending of Spirit. Fucking no.
Just wrong tab.
Anyway.
Oh. But yes, so and you asked earlier, you would wonder what kind of food she likes to eat. Honestly, probably the it might be a little basic, but the girly pops like the sweet things. Get you a wide variety of biscuits and substances. There's probably a few tricks with some recipes there of something like marzipan almond paste as kind of a flavorant. Because you guys are still technically, I hate to break it to you, there's no cacao, so
yeah, that's like I assume that's even like a rare thing in Lagartia.
Yeah, I don't even think Lagartia has cacao. They do have carob, which is something that is supposed to be it's a different kind of tree nut that's from North or Central Africa.
Yeah, no, I don't think we have our South American XP here.
Yeah.
No, because it's just not on the map.
No yams.
Yep.
That's probably a deal
Like,
like
we don't have South
I think I
America,
said that
but
there
doesn't
are a
mean we
couple
don't
of just because so we can put them in the rotation. I think there are a couple of like Caribbean or like Middle American plants in like the cauldron. Like I think I might have said they have potatoes there.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
also got
I was about to say,
so.
if we don't have South America, then we don't have potatoes.
Yeah, but like that would be like still super like rare and exotic meals would be, tomatoes or potatoes. So yeah, there are types of spices and sweets that can have a flavor profile similar to chocolate. I think I've mentioned before, hot carob, you make a cream of the carob nut and drink it. That is similar to a chocolate
I can't remember
flavor,
what
but
it's called, but there's a similar it's not carob, but there's a chocolate equivalent in India. I just cannot remember what it's called for the life of me.
yeah, there will be a couple of flavorants, and like speaking about like you guys have access to spice bark, which is cinnamon. Probably should have access to allspice, ginger. Can't imagine anybody getting anything done without ginger.
I guess the question. I guess what's the chocolatiering like in Trichrone? Is it? I guess more like we've developed milk chocolate. I guess.
Well, without cacao, nothing
There
would
is
be
no
strictly
chocolate.
speaking chocolate. But
Fair.
you would have a couple of different pastries. Like there would be some sweeteners which you could do to make it different, like nuts and legumes. Like I said,
How are you doing on creams?
Oh,
almond
yeah,
paste,
that's what they
marzipan,
use.
absolutely be easy. Creams.
Hazelnut. Hazelnut. You can make what's that fucking stuff that I hate but
Nutella?
everyone else loves? Yeah, Nutella.
You could probably make like a nut butter or nut paste. Creams, all that stuff. That's all dairy, baby.
Yeah.
You could invent whipped cream. We've already talked about there's iced creams. You can get heavy. Get that clotted cream like I like on my fucking scones.
Gelato.
Stones!
Yes, gelato should be very doable. Yeah. But yes, like I said, Nerissa probably, likes sweets. I imagine that she and most of the immediate royal family are probably red leaf drinkers because I've discussed this before. The High King does drink red leaf, our coffee equivalent. Yeah. Although I did say that technically, even though it's called red leaf, that's the name of the plant. It is the part you actually boil for the coffee-like effect is a root. But it is caffeinated, so we get some exotics in. All right. Okay. Let us take a brief break after the horse tricks section. Aaron's already said he's BRBing, so we'll refocus. Think about if there's anything else picnic-wise you want to do. Otherwise, we're going to move on to dinner. Actually, let me unpause the recording just so people can hear this bit. Let me pull up my phone just to double check what it's saying tonight's low might be. But yeah, the low tonight should be 29 degrees.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that tonight and tomorrow night are supposed to be like the coldest nights of the year type shit. But
Yeah, it's 2 nights from now is the coldest night of the year, technically, how it's supposed to be.
it's gonna be a real hard hitter.
Yeah, because tonight for me is only supposed to be up like 30.
Yeah.
This is in F degrees, right?
Yes.
Yes, this is an F.
Okay.
Have you ever been anywhere, Loth, in Australia, where it gets to the equivalent of a 29F?
Freezing.
Yeah, that is
The
that is.
closest
below
I've been to
zero.
is the one time I went to, for the grade 12 leadership camp. We went to Sydney during winter, and we got to go to a quote-unquote fake ski resort. Well, fake snow ski resort. And we had to bundle up.
29F would be -1 degrees centigrade.
Oh, never mind. No.
Yeah, just tiny baby negative, but
You
sub-freezing.
live in my kind of climate where like the coldest it ever gets here is like probably the equivalent to like 10 degrees Celsius.
Like, right now, according to this, it is 28 degrees Celsius, which is 83F.
Yeah, that's about warmish.
Yeah, not
To
bad.
ratchet us back in off the weather.
It's actually worse earlier.
Axe, when you came back before we started rolling again, you said you had something?
It's nothing big, but I should probably go do something with Kepis because he needs to exist in the narrative. I think for a bit.
I mean, it's true, but he's just out here picnicking.
Would you like to go on a ride with him?
Would you like to ride him?
I'm not having this
I wasn't going to say
conversation.
it. He's immediately muted himself.
Show him the meaning of the full 6 seconds.
I'm trying to be kind and mute myself while I eat.
Yes, thank
Okay,
you. We
thank
appreciate it.
No, I've shared how my
You guys would have ruined
fortnightly weekly temperature forecast is looking, so you can see what I'm going to have to be dealing with.
Fortnite.
I was about to say something really fucking stupid. I really can't say.
Don't do that.
Yeah,
I will distract everybody by saying I'm looking at Loth's weather, and I'm like, yes, this would be normal summer weather for me.
Yep.
Even still here, but now it's I
look
live
great.
north enough in Florida that it gets.
It's
gets a
still
couple of
summer
cold
here.
snaps.
It's just that small degree of change between high and low that's ugh.
Yeah, that fucking that 84 to 66. That would be a chilly night.
Ooh, excuse me.
Yeah, compared to everything else.
It's gonna be hot all
It's
day, and
cold.
then anyway, all right.
Anyway.
Like I said, I let you guys ponder a little bit. Any other afternoon plans? Does anybody have any?
Inos will just be socializing and making good impressions upon him, the Iron Demons, and House Logi.
Go ahead and roll me your equivalent of graces. Let's keep dice rolling. We like rolling dice. See what your
Put it
plan
to
is.
the
They
test.
explode.
If you want to ask what Kefis is doing, by the way, while you're picnicking, probably pretty simple. He spends a decent amount of time snacking. If there are any card hands played, he will probably come back for more of that. But he actually has several dice in student art, as we've described, so he can totally paint this landscape. It's
Oh,
about
that's-
a 1
that's
and a couple of 5s.
Oh, I do have a pair of 5s now. I'll let that
Yes.
right now.
Yes, so your plan to leave a positive impression works.
Yay.
The locals have a good opinion of you and those things that you said.
Words.
And there was much rejoicing.
Yay.
If there is time before, like for preparations for the dinner, Konrad maybe spend some time at the practice yard.
Yes, there should be time.
Yes, getting some practice in. Maybe a little
Nicola
sparring with any of the anyone available. So
Nicola will probably spend time writing his notes down from the day into his journals.
Right.
Let's see, what would Logesh do? You know what, considering the amount of writing we've been doing, I guess he's gonna take this time to, aka train his writing, but also take this time to just have a leisurely, well, unless he has to guard Leslok, but a leisurely ride in a scenic route, I guess.
I
Just
mean,
a
yeah,
nice
you guys
calm-
would have to get out of town to get on your picnic, so yeah, you can take some time off during that to ride around. Leslok
Yeah.
certainly took a few moments for himself. Right.
Yeah.
Well, then.
Thank
Goes on.
Bless you.
you.
End the day with state dinner, formal affair, suit and tie and all that. Still more down to earth than you would expect from most formal events, but there are still going to be, lords, knights, and other officials there, so everybody's on their best behavior. You'll be pulled up to the towards the head of the senior most dining table, obviously, and spend some time, especially since Duchess Cheval has not yet departed either, so, big old team meeting. Not too crazy on your courses. You start with an opener of mushroom and pea soup.
Real life Lucky doesn't like either one of those things.
I don't really like mushroom soup, but mushrooms are fine.
Unironically, like cream of mushroom soup is like the only form of mushroom I will eat. But
I like mushrooms. It's
The only type of soup I like is the one that makes me trip balls.
I guess that where it's like I hate lettuce with passion.
Also, it's not because I like the mushrooms itself. I just like the
Wait.
effects. The fucking shrooms that
Hold
get you
on,
high
yeah,
are
hold on.
nasty as fuck.
I need to unpack this. Of all the vegetables to hate, why lettuce?
Every time I try to eat it, it makes me gag.
very
Okay,
that's
whatever,
fair,
fair enough.
but very interesting because like
Yeah,
here's the
no,
thing:
like-
I don't like,
Like, I like-
greens.
I like-
I like genuinely do not care for the texture or
I don't-
smell
and
of
I
most
like-
greens.
I like tomatoes. It's like-
Even I'll suck up lettuce because like lettuce
I like
is nothing.
pickles.
Lettuce
but I
is
don't like
non-existent.
cucumbers.
Okay, Omega, opinions on spinach. Not creamed spinach. Like
No,
actual
not
spinach.
not a big fan.
I love spinach.
Depending on the situation,
I know I'm
yeah,
a little
I
odd,
like
but yeah.
spinach. I like Brussels sprouts even.
I never really.
See,
I just
Brussels sprouts I
enjoy
can
them.
only eat if they're cooked into something. Brussels sprouts on their own smell like rotting
Oh,
corpses.
yeah.
I've been capable
know.
of chewing. I can't chew beans, so I have to swallow them whole. It's annoying.
Beans.
I can't chew them. It makes me actually have a gag reflex.
Like,
So you'd like baked beans then, because they already come in like a soup. Kind of
I
sauce.
just don't have beans at all.
Yeah,
well,
fair.
I'll say my pizza. I generally like greens. Like, spinach, give it to me. Lettuce, give it to me. Cabbage, give it to me. Collard greens, give it to me. Not a big fan of tomatoes, though, actually.
I mean, the tomatoes thing is very weird because everybody by now should know this fun fact, but in case you don't, the tomato is not technically a vegetable by definition. It is a type of fruit. Obviously, it fulfills the culinary role as a vegetable, but I can understand how that would mean that different people have different tastes for it because it is a fruit of a plant, even if it does not taste,
tomatoes,
sweet.
For me, tomatoes are very good, similar to Brussels sprouts. I like tomatoes if they're on something. If you want me to just eat a tomato by itself, I will not.
Well, everybody play the fucking Pizza Time theme from Spider-Man PS2, but when you make a tomato into the sauce, that's good.
But
I thought about it.
One vegetable I absolutely will not eat under any circumstances. I think it's a vegetable. Is it a vegetable? It might also be a fruit.
You just say the actual term. But thinking about it, it's like I think I just don't actually like sandwich-style lettuce. I think I've had like pureed lettuce, and that's been fine. Or like sliced lettuce.
I mean, the thing is, like,
lettuce and sandwiches have always like bothered me.
Lettuce should be inoffensive because it's like basically like crunchy water, but you can get some sorry dog ass lettuce in like a
salad. I've had very bad. That is completely fair. Like
I don't like iceberg lettuce. That's because iceberg lettuce is sad.
I think I've only had iceberg and it sucks.
I could see that.
You need to eat it like immediately or it sucks.
Yeah, no, like try some Romani lettuce. That's like the standard.
I've enjoyed arugula when it's part of something.
Speaking of which, by the way, your primary course will be boiled and seasoned chicken with sides of artichoke and cabbage. Speaking of greens,
I'm sorry, I derailed us all by talking about how I don't like peas and mushrooms. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's just your soup course.
I have learned I do not actually hate any vegetables. The only thing I thought was a vegetable that I hate is a fruit.
Well, which one is it?
Which is olives. Fuck olives.
I like olives a lot.
You can have all the olives you want. I
don't think I would eat an. I would not eat an olive standalone. But like, if you sneak it into something else, I don't think I mind.
I've had it on pizza a lot of times.
Well, if you sneak anything into my food, if I can't taste it, I'll like it.
The great culinary trick. But yeah, your entree of this will be, like I said, boiled and seasoned chicken, side of artichoke and cabbage. You will have a like. What you would think of as dessert in this context is not actually, I mean, it's sweet, but it's not like sweets, because it's going to be a fruit course. Apples, pears, oranges. Some of which would be candied, but some of it would just be like, again, no, you guys don't have sugar cane. You don't have cane sugar, so like, just a nice, fresh, peeled, orange. Perfect, delectable.
Do they have candied lemons?
Probably not lemon specifically in this case, but yeah, you could get some candied orange.
Candied lemons are the best.
They are very good. And there would be almonds and other legumes and nuts as kind of a side as well to get a little bit of that savory. And you do end with a full blown digestif, after dinner drinks and course, what counts as a course of cheese and crackers.
Yeah, cheese, crackers, let's go.
Yeah.
Like I said, because the Gracie and House Cheval work closely with animals, many of your varieties of dairy are locked down.
Oh, yeah.
So plenty of cheese and cream, and like I said, crackers.
Hold on, I need to find the cow song.
And honestly, could go so far as like if you want to get a little extra zazz, we may be in the fondue technology zone.
Ooh,
get you hot pot of melted cheese.
Man, nah, man. You give me hot cheese and stuff. No, I'm done. That's a murder. You're gonna murder me. Cover your meats in hot cheese. Great. Cover your vegetables in cheese. That's great.
You're making me hungry.
Why I'm eating dinner.
I'm gonna make myself a burger after this is over.
Oh, it's funny. I had something to eat earlier. It's making me hungry again.
I'm accomplishing my goals. I think I told Lucky this the other day, but I'll say it on mic. After your first couple stops at Chateau Dragon and even Weirwind were light on the menu, I was like, I'm off my A game. Hold on, I got to bring more food into this. I got to make sure to mention what the local eats are like.
You bastard.
La cuisine de local.
But that is going to be at dinner. I don't think, unless you guys have anything in particular to discuss yourselves, that anything earth-shaking will be talked about at dinner. I imagine that some of you will probably express joy over fondue.
Yes, I am taking this technology back to Teine.
It's like you combine two things that they've got. You get ceramics, you get big pot, and you put cheese in it, and then add fire. Melty
Do we,
cheese.
do we need specific like pots for fondue, or can we just make do with anything? Like, what?
I actually don't think if you need a particular.
You need specific pots.
Okay, it does need to be a specific way.
Well, I do know for fondue,
you have to have a specific kind of pot because it needs to distribute the heat in a way so that it melts thoroughly.
Yeah, no.
Like
right now, you need a double boiler because basically what you do is actually I have a double boiler. I should show you guys it.
A caquelon, also called a fondue pot, is a cooking vessel of stoneware, ceramic, enameled cast iron, or porcelain. So you need to build it in a certain way and make it out of something.
Yeah, it needs to be shaped in a certain way.
Okay, so clearly we got to buy a fucking fondue pot.
I'll get that. That could be done instantly for me.
I'm getting a fondue pot.
All right.
You can get a fondue pot too. Then we can have 2 pots of fondue.
What you can bring home.
God
and
help
I'll
you,
bring my home.
when we do the sequel series and you discover quote unquote the new world, and then you guys actually find the cacao bean.
You said cacao bean, I heard cow bean, and I'm just.
Inos is gonna go crazy.
So note to self.
It's like Zoidberg eating what was it? Sardines. Anchovies. That's what it was.
I remember that episode. Let's see.
Fun times.
But yeah, like I said, unless you guys bring up anything in particular, there's nothing like earth-shaking at dinner. Just,
it's going in my fucking list. Fondue pot.
Getting your present impressions, talking about this, like I said, marveling over the cheese techniques.
Oh, actually, they probably got a lot of cheese here, don't they?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you wanna get some stuff wrapped in wax or maybe some cheesecloth? Take a little to go.
I'm not a little. I want to take a lot.
If you want my personal opinion, well, then we should probably get it on our way out. But if you want my personal opinion, we have the better cheese where we're from.
Do we?
Yes, I like goat cheese more than I like cow cheese.
Well, this means we can have variety.
Yeah, and honestly, there's a couple of different techniques. Like House Cheval is kind of like the francophile zone of your cuisine and preparation. So I'm sure they have a wide variety of cheeses. So,
yeah, no, we still have the serving wagger. Is that thing filled up? No,
I don't think so. You guys haven't really added that much new to it.
Fucking cheese wheels, several cheese wheels. I'm not actually putting a fucking name or number on it. I'm just putting several wheels of different cheeses.
It can be done.
A bag full of cheese wheels.
Oh no, I'm over encumbered. I'm carrying 80 wheels of cheese. Let me eat this basket. Now I'm no longer encumbered.
The cheese. What will I do?
Yes, you can get a Skyrim style, big blocks of cheese. You can get, stinky moldy cheese. You can get sharp cheese. You can probably get some cheeses that have, the fancy shit like the berry stuff embedded in it.
What?
You can do a lot.
Yeah, no, I'm buying full ass wheels of as many types as you can, unless someone fucking stops me.
No, I don't think anybody will. This is the purpose of the trip.
So I just imagine Enos coming back to his people. What did you bring back to us, Enos?
Cheese.
He rolls out a wheel and is like, y'all gotta check this shit out.
Well, actually, I do believe that the Iron Demons have been interested in trading more for dairy products and whatnot, which is part of the reasons why I'm doing this.
Yeah, you guys, keeping dairy animals is tough in the mountains sometimes, but you can do it with goats and even, certain kinds of, yak or oxen. You can get mountain ox breeds. But definitely your people will be interested in products like cheese and butter because that is a form of milk that keeps much better and longer.
Wait, Omega, this is extremely important. Hold on. So, we have yaks where we are, correct?
Yak.
I don't know if it's a literal yak, but there are some mountain oxen. Yes.
I am no longer getting a reindeer mount. I'm getting a yak mount.
Get yourself a big
woolly
cow.
Thing. I know.
Oh yeah, no.
I
mean, they're like I said, a yak is basically a type of oxen. So
I find this hilarious because one time in a D&D game, we were all trying to figure out our best animal companions, and we found out that yaks were actually absolutely fucking terrifying.
Yeah, they're
in combat.
I need to show. Have you seen the video of because yaks are basically just buffalo of a slightly different breed, and there's that video of just a lion just getting fucking yeeted 50 feet in the air by a buffalo.
but wild buffalo don't fuck around, no.
Dude, buffalo are scary.
That you fucked up.
Now you fucked up. Hold on, I need to find the gift.
See, the problem is, unless you say water buffalo, I just picture the American bison.
I mean, American bison are also not nothing to fuck with, but they have a smaller horn ratio.
Yeah.
A water buffalo and like I said, yaks and other oxen like that are big. Those are Texas Longhorn type horns.
Speed.
And shout out to this lioness takes it on the chin, just like, okay, all right, fine.
There was one that gives more airtime if I could find it.
Anyway, but yes, so you collect some stuff. Actually, I should say, while you're shopping for cuisine, does Inos probably also want to get some mason jars filled with berry preserves as well?
Yeah,
some jams.
Yeah, I do like jam. Jam probably isn't as rare for us. I think we probably do have a variety of mountain berries and whatnot,
yes.
But
it's still good.
Still good. Yeah, cheese, jams. Probably not butter.
You get your own.
I think the butter would spoil even if.
Yeah, because you're like at least 3 weeks away from home.
Yeah, no. Cheese should be okay as long as as long as it stays in nice. Well, as long as it stays sealed, because they do the full wax sealing, right?
Yeah. No, when you purchase the wheel of cheese, it has been sealed in wax.
Okay. Oh yeah, so get some jam.
And honestly, you can probably do a little bit of this, arranging this in the morning, as well when you're rolling out, because you will be departing, on the morrow for Castle Wolfheitsrud, also known as the Council of Wolves.
Oh,
it's kind of a pun in the name, but that means you'll be going up to the territory of House Whitestone. You'll likely be taking until the early afternoon period to get that far. So you will be armed with hampers for lunch. So, food hampers. These contain a wide variety of a few of these things we've already discussed. A couple bottles of white wine, tea caddy, fruitcakes and biscuits, a couple flavors of jam and preserves, small collection of cheeses, bread rolls, and sausage. To get your meat on. And this will all be packed up for you, when you're heading out. So they can make sure to bundle you up some extra cheese, since I'm sure Inos talked it up so much at dinner.
Cheese grommet.
Cheese grommet. Sorry, now I'm just imagining that Nicola will invent the wrong trousers. Because he would. It would be him.
Sorted jams. Yeah, no, the closing bag for my sisters is probably on the boat bag. But yes, here I have put a fondue pot, several cheese wheels, and several jars of assorted jams on the wagon. I will fucking murder anyone who touches them.
They're for home.
Yeah, I won't mess with your preserves if you don't mess with mine.
Gotta make sure I write a big fat I on my jars.
Spend a bajillion hours awakening the jars so they just refuse to open for anybody but Inos.
That'd be hilarious.
Purity jars, huh?
A incredible overuse of your talents, but I think hypothetically could be something if you awakened a mason jar, that would probably be the only thing it could do is refuse to open or become open.
If I awaken the fondue pot, will it keep heated longer and better?
No.
Technically, yes.
It'll probably heat more evenly, but you can't force energy into it.
I forced a soul into it.
It would hold onto the heat a little better. And probably would give you a more intelligent, heat or cook, for lack of a better term. But it's a very simple, device. It does not have a lot to draw on. And you also literally did just buy it. So basically, the only amount of energy you have to give it a spark of a soul to awaken it is basically, the care and deliberation the potter put into making it.
That's true. I'm sorry. I know technically it doesn't count because it's not a complex machinery, but I'm just imagining casting Eidolon on it and just being able to call it "Hey, fondue pot, where you at? Bring me the cheese."
What's happening?
Well, save your ideas for when Nicola does develop his Steamboat Willie technology. But I think we've had this conversation before that that is technically something the Iron Demons know how to do. You can make stoves and boilers and forges awakened. It's just something you don't do a lot because that means that now your fire tool gets a temperament. So it can be more difficult to work with than just making a normal fire.
Hey, I'm burning here.
Yeah, I don't feel like lighting a fire today. What'd you think about that?
It's like Calcifer from Howl's Moving Castle.
I don't know why I gave it a fucking
You better give me a piece of coal, or I'm not heating up your tea, bub.
If you don't give me no fuel, I ain't giving you no fire. That's simple.
But
thanks for giving me that flashback of my
again,
Calcifer.
You guys just want to hang out. You can make whatever conversation you will as you move towards Castle Wolfestrut. It is, like I said, going to take you the better part of your day. You do kind of see the terrain switching up to arguably what you would think of as more familiar. The terrain begins to slope and turns into like low rolling hills with the roads kind of passing between them. Farms in the area switch from crops to livestock of mostly cattle and goats. So, you do probably see a decent amount of, like I said, cattle or goats just watching you as you go by.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We're going to be buying our food from this land this fall.
Mm.
Well, it looks like they're not having any problems with their harvest or getting ready for their harvest.
You said that line, and my immediate thought was, they're not going to be in rain too.
They may make it to rain too. We'll see. But your luncheon stop, to take your bust out your hampers and stop and eat, will be in an old watch fort. Someone can rattle off the history of. It's technically not in use immediately, but the foundations are still there. It still has some of the rough walls. It has a small stable, so you can put up your animals, under cover. Has a well that still works. So, and some shelters which are still used by, King's Rangers, King Couriers, and other those in the employ of the Crown to stop by, even if it is not actually manned, because, like I said, somebody can probably rattle off that the foundations to this fort were developed during the War of the Lost, which was when you experienced the civil war between the houses.
Who won? Well, that's a stupid question.
Yeah, I'm about to say. Who do you think? The guys who lost are the houses that are no longer here.
Yeah. I was about to wait, no, that's dumb.
13 became the 9.
And actually, honestly, like some of the older foundations going back probably predates to the Imperial War.
I kind of want to cast Read the Soul, but I don't think I get a lot from it. Just be like, I've been here, chilling, not doing much.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I'm just an old stone.
But
Every year I fall a little bit.
Campers. And like I said, you've got, you're up in foothills. You can start to see the Medius Mountains kind of like, going from like that vague shadow on the horizon to like now they are a closer shadow, looming in your distance. You're not quite in the shadow of the mountains yet, but you've got a decently sized hill fort to post up in. Like I said, eat your hampers. Put a little jam on your biscuit, eat a little fruitcake, cheese and sausage, that kind of thing.
Excellent.
The Crown Prince will stop and take a little sketch of the fort. You guys can take a second to, walk around the terrain, stretch your legs a little, observe local birds.
Observe the birds.
Carter probably gets up to the top of the watchtower.
Yeah.
While I'm thinking about thermodynamics.
Pretty good view, Konrad. You guys have some watchtowers and watch forts in Teine as well, obviously, but you got to take into account the winter, so you probably build a little taller but a little narrower to shed the snow.
Yeah.
Conrad gets to the top of the tower, and all we hear is
a couple of there's probably a couple of local doves or something nesting in the tower that look at you funny when you blow the duck call.
Hey, don't judge me. You're not a duck.
you wish you were a duck.
I don't know. I think being a duck would suck.
I don't know, man. Ducks are ornery. Like
I
had a joke in mind if anybody was gonna object to going, duck hunting with lead shot and be like, clearly you've never faced the duck in your garden pond before.
Fucking Terry's the
water birds in general are usually mean.
Yeah, mallards. The only one that seems chill are cranes, and that's
cranes, ibises, the tall kinds of like water birds are like usually pretty chill, but I think that's because most of them understand that they can just fucking leave. Like a heron or a crane can just be like, nah, I'm out. A duck is like, you come here to my lake. How dare you?
You come to my lake. I'll end you.
Don't most like mallards and other like duck type water birds have like claws on their feet?
No, they're extremely aggressive animals. Like birds in general, birds in general are kind of terrifying.
Well, as you know, birds are merely tiny dinosaurs.
I mean, they really are. Like, there's a lot of birds that will like rip each other to pieces that you wouldn't like. Pelicans regularly like rip the heads off of other birds and eat their young.
Yeah, pelicans are actually really aggressive.
Fun stuff.
Pelicans try and eat anything they can put in their mouth.
What's that kind of? I think it is actually the shrike is like, it's a tiny impaler bird. It will like throw small prey against sharp sticks to deal with them because their own beaks are kind of small. Nah, man, birds can be real gnarly.
Birds are scary.
But yes, so you take your second to explore the watch fort. Like I said, the Crown Prince stops to take a little bit of a sketch. He's been working on his travel log. You can get kind of that crisp fresh morning air. Not quite mountain air yet,
be
but
relegated to the carriage, I assume.
I shrug.
We were just injured the other day, so.
Oh, I more thought just so I don't accidentally start something.
Also not a bad idea.
By start, you mean, like end things like you did last time?
No, I started and finished it.
Just imagining, Moira leaning back, arms folded in the cart. Well, if you start something, you should finish it. It's only natural.
It's only proper.
Don't go not finishing things you start. That's how you get problems.
Or assassin.
Lean forward, dramatic
People
shadow.
swearing revenge.
But yeah, like I said, if you guys don't have any more touristy things to do, you can all bundle back into your cart and your horses and continue on to the castle.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Continue to the castle.
Alright.
Nicola is not very much of a tourist, I don't think.
Inos likes looking, but he doesn't really have much to say on it. He's just like,
Yes.
I see.
Neat.
Yeah, and actually, I think that's kind of like I feel like Nicola doesn't seem like he's a sightseer, but you definitely like knowledge from other places. But this is a mostly abandoned watch fort that hasn't been used. Like this station hasn't been manned in like 500 years because who would need a fortress deep inside of Crown?
I don't like your foreshadowing.
What? No. Hey, if you think that's good foreshadowing, wait until you see where this is going. Not even. I didn't even do it. Anyway, you are heading towards Castle Wolfetrude, like I said, also called the Council of Wolves. Probably about 1:00 in the afternoon. So you guys have seen, Chateau Dragon is a palace, a castle that has been remodeled several times, and so is much more of a comfortable, permanent residence for the royal family. Weirwind Keep is a very exotic castle, for lack of a better term, having been designed around the culture of the Dragon Slayers and then the Dragon Dancers after. The Castle of the First Spear is very much a, urban river fort. They've built it not super tall, but very well integrated into the surrounding countryside as a major holding down of a road. Castle Wolfetrude is a
Scary ass castle.
Yes, it is a proper castle keep. They have several big, tall towers. Think like classic fantasy style watchtowers going way up, banners flapping, big, tall walls raising up. There is a castle town, but you can clearly tell where the town stops and the castle begins. And like I said, this is a fairly modern design as well. Like, there are probably a couple of, extra flying buttresses and things to hold these big towers up. This place has been remodeled in the past couple of 100 years and did get turned into a tourist destination.
This is a castle for war.
Yes. So, lower, more modern walls frame the modest castle town. There's a pretty decently sized gatehouse. The actual keep's gatehouse is like big double layered portcullis thing, like you got to go through the whole gatehouse, which is probably full of murder holes where, there are angry gentlemen with boiling oil ready to tell you, go away. No solicitors.
Away!
You would probably rate it as this castle is taller and probably a little bit more of an engineering marvel than Castle Stonehearth is itself, but not quite as secure. The Stonehearth Castle has like a triple layered gatehouse, and you've got fairly sturdy walls on top of the hill, and then you've got the castle town, which has more sturdy walls outside of it.
We like walls.
Yeah.
We like you to monster them out.
Yes.
I never said it was a bad thing. I just said we like
I
walls.
was just like,
The backside of the castle is like the rear of the town from the entrance. Goes into a couple of mountain streams and ravines. So fresh water, is flowing into the backside here. And as you guys roll up, like I said, while the architecture is a little different, the roofs aren't quite as steep because there's not as much snow here, though it would snow here in winter. I think actually, if I double check let me check my big map, my full map.
Big map.
Because I think longitudinally, yeah, technically, and again, the map is not exactly to scale, but the reaches at the foothills of the Medius Mountains are the same latitude as like southern Norlon. So they get snow here. They have to deal with seasonal rains coming off the mountains, but everything here is going to be built with like solid, sturdy, cobblestone and brickwork, paved roads, that kind of thing. And you guys can definitely see the familiar sights and smell the familiar smells of technology. There are a couple of smithies and ironworks going. You can hear the steady ting, ting of the blacksmith hammer going. See the plumes of smoke of forge fires. On the outskirts of town, you can smell the dedicated smell of tanneries. We are tanning leather in this town. And there are, lumber yards and log works, so plenty of sawing, axing, etc. going on. The citizens you see on the street look a little more, even for Crown, which is obviously, the central province ruled by the High King's family directly. They are usually very well off economically, and have a little bit higher quality even among their common folk. But these are clearly working class people. You see people with the builds of miners, loggers, lumbermen, ranchers, lots of people in leather aprons, work gloves and work boots, woolen cloaks for ranchers and shepherds, kind of a thing. There are well-funded and well-marked town guard, people wearing the livery of the town crest, who, make sure to stop and salute and, let you pass by. Probably even, like, when they see you coming, clear the streets a little. But there's a decent number, if you guys are out there observing, you can also see people with a cut of woodsmen, hunting guides, mercenaries. A lovely little town. That said, it's not all rough and tumble. First of all, Inos, I think your keen jeweler's eyes notice. One of the major resources gathered here and exported out of here is amber.
Amber?
Yes, they have some in the foothills near here. They have some deposits of amber, which is, I think it would be known that it is not, strictly speaking, a gemstone. It is a kind of like crystallized tree resin. With alchemy, I think it would be fairly easy to discover, like, oh, this is wood, not metal,
Wait a minute, this shit's biological.
Yeah, but amber still cuts and polishes like a gemstone, so...
I have a question then.
Yeah.
Could I use gemstone soul on it?
Yes. It would probably be wood-aligned, in fact.
Exactly.
And yes, no. Or, alternatively, it could be aether-aligned, because some types of amber are electrically conductive.
Oh, I'm gonna have to buy some. I'm pretty sure I do not have amber in my raw material box.
No, amber it would come out of specific deposits. You could probably find some in the very deep places in like the Corbwood, your deep primeval forest. But
yeah,
again,
probably not.
I don't think that Inos is like, you don't go to the heart of the forest and look for dead fossilized trees.
No, I think we mentioned this before. I think Inos has access to stuff like rubies, sapphires, and like some types of quartzes on the regular.
Probably emeralds as well.
Classic mountain gems.
Yeah. So yeah, no.
Buy some blocks of amber and call it a day.
Well,
but yeah, you can probably find some both cut and raw amber here.
I'm totally gonna get some raw amber.
There are plenty of people with little amber amulets. And I would say again, Nicola, with your alchemical experience, you don't know how true it is. You can turn a lot of things into alchemical ingredients. Amber, like amulets and pendants, are usually sold as like healing or calming the mind. But definitely, like, you would be familiar with the process of like amber works as well. Also,
Nicola is also going to get some raw amber to experiment with.
Yeah,
Also,
raw amber and tree resin is also useful as an ingredient in perfuming. So definitely, as you guys kind of like leave the tanning zone, you can smell the scent of. There are definitely a couple of perfumeries here. When you mix amber in with perfume, it has a bit of a pinewood scent. Mm-hmm. You would also probably have certain kinds of musky scents, sandalwood type as well.
Omega,
say, Lucky, we probably have a shit ton of perfumes as well in Teine, because we have the other type of commonly made perfume.
Yeah, ambergris.
Yeah, made with whale.
What were you going to ask, Lucky?
Well, it's not an ask. It's inform you. I just realized that my OBS defaulted on my mic, so my mic has not been catching up any audio whatsoever this entire time.
That's okay. I've got
That's
the
not
audio.
good.
I'll do another special episode. R.I.P. all our memes.
No memes.
I mean, I'll do it like I did last time, Lucky. If you wanna stop recording and export this video, I'll post it on Patreon, even with the audio fucked up, so people can see. But
I'll keep the record. I'll keep on recording. Then it's just only at this point as my voice. Oh, that's gonna be hilarious. They're just gonna be hearing quacking, and they're not gonna know any reason that it was me doing it.
like I said, the
No audio picked up?
yeah, our side picked up. Lucky just didn't have his mic fed through.
Oh, okay.
It's the reverse of the other episode where we're only Lucky as possible. Now we're at there was no Lucky. It's okay. Like I said, I'll edit my own version with the audio to post the video for YouTube, and I will give the patrons the Borkhead audio version
The mega lucky
of the
cut.
video. Yes. But yes, no, like I said, so perfuming, amber jewelry and amulets and stuff, and a decent amount of industry as you guys rattle up. The city does also have a small cathedral. There is a bishophood here.
Bishophood.
Yes, this is large enough to rate a bishop because they go up into the mountains as well. This bishop would not count as a cardinal, not like one of the major bishoprics or parishes, but does rate a cathedral. And in addition to the normal sigils and services to Hydrus, there are a couple of iterant monastic orders dedicated to Vertum, the Mountain Father, and Tempestus, the god of lightning, rain, etc. Normal things. Now, your host will not be the head of House Whitestone, as Lord Konrad Whitestone is the captain of the 1st Regiment of Blood Shields, a.k.a. The God of the King.
Oh, we met him, right?
Yeah, you've met him before.
Yeah.
He's usually seen hanging out with the High King because he's in charge of his bodyguards. But you have also met his son briefly. I don't think you've interacted with him a lot, but you've met his son, Baynard Whitestone, before.
That's
Yeah.
No, I remember that.
And new, though, and I will add this name to the Dramatis, is Lord Whitestone's wife, Lady Emily. Where are we?
What would be a good polish amber and cut it? What kind of ring would it best set into?
Actually,
silver.
sure we got this.
You think silver?
Yeah, amber's kind
amber
of
doesn't
a
look
golden
really
yellow
well.
to
Amber
orange
doesn't
color.
look good on gold because it reflects it oddly.
Okay, makes sense.
Or I mean, if you can get white gold, but I don't know if we have
white
that.
gold.
Yeah, that was what I was saying. I don't know if that exists here.
I mean, talking about like stuff like that, Inos probably knows a few things from either the Iron Demons or just his goldsmithing apprenticeships. Like, there's a few things you can do to alloy with gold to change the color, but usually people want, purer the gold, the better.
Yeah, no, I ain't gonna do any weird alloying for a ring. I'll probably just make a silver band and set my gem in it.
Plus, in my personal opinion, silver is a better color in jewelry anyway.
Oh, I agree with that. Although I am coming around to tungsten jewelry. That shit's pretty rad.
No, that shit's cool too. Like, my actual favorite light color would be platinum, but we don't have that.
Actually, where are platinum deposits? I'm curious.
I mean, you may know about platinum, but I think platinum deposits would be pretty rare.
Yeah, because I think that if I'm not mistaken, the number one place platinum is
South
the
Africa.
U.S. Oh, it is Africa. Okay.
Yeah, let's see here. Platinum group, native metal, and copper, native states, all mounts. Colombia, Ontario, the Ural Mountains, certain Western American states. It's also produced commercially as a byproduct of nickel ore processing, but it only makes up platinum only makes up 2 parts per million.
Let's see.
Vast platinum ore departments in the Marinsky Reef of the Bushville complex. Where is that?
So I realized that Lord Konrad wasn't in the Dramatis Personae either, so I had to grab both of them.
Wild. Yeah, so platinum is probably fairly unheard of and super duper rare. Probably.
And also, honestly, like, a lot of, like, platinum wasn't a big deal for a long time because it was thought of as like, oh, what's this crappy not gold stuff?
Well, it has a different name. It's not even called platinum yet. It is technically, if I'm remembering correctly, thank you for being a giant Magic the Gathering nerd. I believe it is palladium at this point, or is that a different metal entirely?
Now, palladium is a different metal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think it is closely related to platinum, so I could see if
It
people
is.
were historically confused.
It is. I do believe you can find them literally in the same
Posits?
vein. Yeah.
Yes, veins, deposits, both of those work. But yes, so I've made sure to add one. Lord Kineherd Whitestone, head of House Whitestone. Oh, I realized there's a redundancy there. Let me edit that. Deputy Commander of Blood Shield, Captain of the 1st Regiment, etc.
All right.
And his wife, Lady of House Whitestone, Steward of Castle Wolfitrude, Dame Commander of the Knights Electrum.
Knights Electrum.
Yes, as in Amber, because that is an alternative name for it because of the electrical current.
Yes. Amber. The reason Nicola would be so interested in it is actually used in a lot of engineering stuff.
I have a question. Can I specifically find more I guess electrically aligned amber, or is it just going to kind of be one of those either or kind of things?
I could charge it for you.
Well, he could probably do that.
Do
But
we
no,
wanna
you can
test
probably,
look at this?
similar to, testing for lodestones, you can probably find amber that is more or less reactive than others.
Yeah, because I'm only get some regular amber just for the wood aspect, but I do want to find probably some more aether aligned amber for that, because I'm gonna be real, I'm not entirely sure where else I'm gonna find the easy aspect to get something aether aligned.
It's true.
So
Honestly, probably after I'm done experimenting with it, any amber I'm using will be more aether aligned.
no, that's fine.
You can find some. But yes, you are taken into the castle itself. Wonderful place. Introduced to Lady Whitestone, Lady Emmeline.
Wonderful.
I guess it would be sorry, I'm wondering if I know know the deets type role. I guess that would be lore. If anyone wants to know, local history. If anybody wants to roll no plus lore.
I would actually.
You know what? Fuck it.
Actually, looking at platinum facts.
No.
Yes. Lady Emmeline is kind of, stern faced, keeps her kind of blonde hair up in a professional bun or something.
Damn.
Probably blue eyes. Let's see.
Actually, why do you have 6 in lore?
I have 5 in lore. I have 4 in knowledge.
Oh, you bumped your knowledge up. Got it.
It's always been 4 for a long time.
He is pretty brain.
Always
Those of
has
you who
been.
roll would know that Lady or Dame Emmeline is technically she is nobility. Her family comes from knights. They were from a poor family, so their reputation was lower. But in her youth, she won several tournaments and thus caught the eye of the current Lord Whitestone. So, not like a super impressive family heritage, but she, at one point at least, had the skills to back it up. Obviously, that's why she is, part of the Knights Electrum. Like I said, her son Baynard is there. He's probably, taller, broad-shouldered, probably kind of got like a darker blonde. His mother would probably be on the lighter side, green eyes, and he's, politely pleasant. He's met you guys before in a social context, probably at one of the dances or other, social events you guys have done. But, Dame Emmeline, make sure to bow and salute respectfully to everybody. Obviously leans a little more towards decorum towards the Crown Prince. Says, welcome to the Council of Wolves, sirs, ladies. Hope you'll find us
Bow.
amenable.
We'll respond appropriately. The bow.
Obviously,
you have
you'll
to
be able
bow.
to get settled in your rooms. We have porters to show to that. I would be pleased if you'll dine with me at the high table tonight. We're not planning anything formal just yet, but there'll be plenty of food, and it is appropriate. The prince will acquiesce for his crew. I assume that you guys will also take the invitation.
Yes.
Would be rude to refuse.
Your guest accommodations are kind of a medium, I want to say, between, some of the more, again, rustic, almost faux countryside practicality of House Cheval, and then definitely some of the more plush surroundings you've been in and some of the direct, royal family holdings. You're in a big, slightly spooky castle, a almost gothic castle, some might say. So, probably small, high windows, big fucking curtains to keep the cold mountain air out. Every room definitely has either a fireplace or like a little, corner stove kind of thing, a little burner. But like probably, comfy mattresses, big sturdy, bed blocks, blankets and quilts for days kind of stuff. Yeah. Because, again, no central heating, so, the guest quarters are probably in one of the, admittedly, probably one of the shorter, but up in one of the towers, so, gotta take some stairs to get there. But that'll get a little chilly even in springtime. Thinner air makes it colder. But plenty of reason to get in there. And like I said, again, most rooms probably come with, wash basin, work desk, that kind of stuff. Big-ass fucking armoires to store your clothes in. All that biz. So it sounds like you guys are going to take your afternoon before dinner to see the sights and do a little shopping.
Yes.
Sounds fair.
Yes.
Like I said, Inos will find some regular... He's not going to buy, a fuck ton of it, but he is definitely going to buy a sizable chunk of both regular amber and etherically charged amber. I don't know if that's going to be, 5 or higher?
For raw amber? No, probably not.
All right.
Because, let's see, I have the armory tab open. Let me check,
4 or lower.
Yeah, you should be good. Jeweled necklace, half pound of spices, rare perfumes are 3. A pearl or a jeweled brooch is 2. So getting a significant amount of raw amber is probably 1 or 2.
Okay. So yeah, I'll get a couple of that, and I will add that to my stores of
raw materials.
Raw materials, yes.
By the way,
that
this
is
I googled this. I pulled this image of this handful of raw amber. This is apparently off an Amazon.com listing. So.
Yeah.
What?
You too can order raw amber.
Amber is super easy to get. It's not this isn't amber is really cheap.
I thought you were going to tell me that
just
this
to
was
refine it as a fish.
Yeah.
It's tree poop. Well, sweat more but
yeah, I'm about to say it's more like
tree resin that is fossilized, and there's a couple different forms. The yellowish color is most common, but there are green and blue ambers.
If they're gathering amber, complete aside, what's our syrup industry like?
I think we've talked about this. You guys should have syrup tapping as a side, because you can make that into a variety of things.
Yeah.
It would not be it's like if you ever go to those stores and you get real maple syrup. It's like that.
molasses.
That stuff ain't as real as they say.
Well, yeah, but it will not be standard store-bought in plastic bottle type syrup yet.
Well, no, it's actually, you gotta do a lot of typing, and then you gotta cook that shit down, a lot.
But yeah, you guys do have access to molasses, because you, some of the cultures in Troycrone make rum, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I was just thinking about amber and tree sweat, I was like, oh yeah, syrup.
Yeah.
That's tree blood.
The blood of the tree.
Blood of the tree.
But yeah, if you're wandering around, like I said, there's the cathedral, which is, been refurbished recently. Similar style of stained glass to the ones you've seen recently in Lampclair. There's a few industries, sturdy mountain clothing. Again, workers' leathers are the most common. There are a couple of what would be called chemists, pharmacies here, selling medicines and mountain herbs. If Nicola does want to make sure to stock up on a few of his ingredients.
Yeah, definitely. Probably whatever the equivalent of poultices is, especially.
Yeah, there'd be a few, pain relieving and fever reducing type injuries and things.
So much heroin.
No, opium does not come from here. But you can probably get the stuff that's boiled tree bark. Speaking of which, decent number of carpenters and woodworkers. I don't think any of you want to add to your wagon load of stuff with a new coffee table or a new set of drawers. But if it does come up, they are here.
Can we get a bigger and better wagon?
Yeah, probably. Definitely get some sturdier ones, because again, these are the castle itself and most of House Whitestone's holdings are foothills, but you are reaching the range at which you can start throwing rocks and hitting the Midius Mountains. They're right over there. So,
because the wagon that we have is just one we yoinked from the house. It's not anything particular. It's not particularly well made or
no, it is a fine, median quality peasant wagon. It was, relatively new and sturdily built when you acquired it, but definitely does not have any particular work. If you wanted to get a hardier, sturdier wheels and axles, maybe a little bit better of a suggested, load.
Yeah, I think I do. What's our next stop?
Highbower. which is a forested region.
Forested region.
Yeah, it's on the border of it's on the other river border.
Can I
with
do
House
some?
Ferretti.
Can I do some while I'm on this other? Can I do some quick information gathering?
Sure.
Can I find out if there's been any sort of attacks or troubles along the road between here and Highbauer?
Sure. Go ahead and roll me hearing.
Well, no, I'm not gonna bring the old wagon. I'm gonna trade that one in and then pay the difference for a better one.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Oh, I can just imagine.
Well, also while Inos is rolling, this is the kind of town where, like, if you want to buy a bow or crossbow of any type, bowing and fletching is very popular around here. You know, they do a lot of mountain hunting, so various tools for that. Some even have, small archery ranges next to them where basically for a small fee you can practice shooting. Because there are, mercenaries and guides for hire around here, because House Whitestone represents kind of a bulk of the Crown's men-at-arms. There are a few fencing schools as well.
Interesting. Well, I only got a pair of one, so...
Attacks, not particularly. But on the road to Highbauer, not so much. You do hear that, obviously, as, the spring rainy season has started, people are concerned about some of the more mountainside roads. You never know when you're going to get, not big rock falls, but they get small rock falls or mudslides that can knock out the roads for a few hours, that kind of thing. No need for wild animal attacks, but you did roll a little something, so you hear some vaguest hints of rumors that, speaking of, in this context, animal attacks, some people are talking about how a couple of the outlying ranches for, sheeps or goats have had a couple of their, flock go missing lately. And this is capped off with the rumor of the day is that apparently recently, either yesterday or the day before, you hear it in hushed tones. Oh, I heard about did you hear about the shepherd's boy? Oh, so fun. It appears that a shepherd or woodsman has gone missing or died recently of presumably animal attacks.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna get us a bigger and better wagon. Something a little bit more sturdy.
Yep. I think at that point, also go ahead and if you want to try and swing a trade in deal, go ahead and roll me a haggle command plus haggling.
Wait, what is my haggle?
What is your haggle?
My haggle is 3. My command is 3.
But what you're probably looking to purchase is basically a 10's easy. For lack of a better term, a military grade wagon, something that is being built and ideally the plan is to sell to, mercenaries, knights, men at arms or something, because the idea is it's supposed to carry either a, pack full of armored soldiers or load up with armor, weapons, etc. Maybe something sturdy enough you could stick a couple of cannons in the back kind of a thing, like a proper supply wagon.
Yeah, probably. We have a bunch of lamplighters who probably have been walking more than they like, plus our staff.
So you can definitely find, like I said, a bigger, tougher, more secured wagon that will carry a bigger load and will possibly let you, cycle more of your people off their feet.
That'd probably be good, especially if we're going mountain roads. It's gonna be harder on people.
And that is, a peasant wagon is wealth 1, so you can, even if you're getting a sturdier version, you can easily swing a new one.
Can I ask a follow-up question to that?
Yeah.
How long ago did this start, the livestock thing?
Well, based on what Inos heard, probably a couple of weeks. If you want to roll a sense plus hearing to see if you can pick up on anything.
I would like to. It's the only sense skill I really have.
Because you are also out shopping and will be in some of the same places anyway as Inos.
So, Inos will, coordinate getting all our stuff moved over, It's bigger. Are we going to need more horses or oxen for this one? I'm assuming we are.
Yeah, you probably want to, because you probably had 2 draft animals before, you probably want to go to a 4.
Yeah,
that's easy enough, again, with your wealth level.
Yeah, no. So
hell, even if you want to do the appropriate thing and bill it to your boss, I think it's in his wealth level too.
8s and 3s.
Yes, definitely. Like I said, sounds like the past couple of weeks, and people have been talking about it. Also, you can definitely, because you rolled a better height than Inos did, can confirm. Sounds like not just missing; they've confirmed the death of a shepherd.
And I get a cause of death, or is that not a rumor?
Honestly, with these people, peasants and townsfolk, just animal attack would be cause of death.
So no fire, right?
Yes. No, none of that.
Gotcha.
And no, like, and people know it's not like rustlers, like, not like,
Yeah. It's very obviously an animal.
Yeah, wasn't like clubbed on the head or
Okay.
anything, and they've probably found some kills, some carcasses.
What is this town called again?
You're in the castle town of Castle Wolfetrud.
All
Which I will
right.
spell.
Yeah.
And if you guys, not that I think you probably are looking for food, but again, if you're thinking of purchasifying a few things, obviously there's perfumes and incense, but there are probably a few like cafes and like small public houses, cozy informal affairs. Herbal teas are very popular. And here, speaking of it before, the local like high quality food they really like to rep is probably marzipan, which is made from almond meal.
Oh.
So various almond paste. It's used as both a filling and a topping for cakes and pastries. You can mix it in with when you make bread with fruits and nuts. Fruits and nuts and marzipan bread is probably more of a wintry treat, but I expect that like even coming out of the winter season, there are still probably some leftovers. Yeah. You can get a decent amount of traditional fruit pastries. And the big thing is for meats. Sausage, smoked or braised sausages from a variety of sources.
Smoked sausages. How long do those keep?
A well-made smoked sausage. If you keep them dry, pretty good. You can probably get them in like a sealed in a tin. Keep the damp out of them. Like I wouldn't say they'd last like 6 months or nothing, but it should last you a month or two in a dry, clean place.
Yeah, no. Let's just give my fucking people culture shock. Let's get some smoked sausage. Maybe I can dip it in the cheese in the fondue pot.
That sounds good.
Cut it up. Take it with the little tiny fork.
Yeah.
Make sure to bring.
I mean, it's that, or it's time for Inos to invent sausage and biscuits and gravy.
Biscuits and gravy.
I think that would have existed already.
I mean, honestly, probably does, but I feel like sausage biscuits and with possibility added gravy is one of those quintessentially American breakfasts.
Listen, what already exists is biscuits, sausage, and gravy. Not sausage, biscuits, and gravy.
Fair.
Yeah,
No one's
Enos will purchase a large, again, unspecified amount of smoked sausages. And nice sealed something.
Like I said, tins, caddies, that kind of thing. You can get them.
Yeah. This is another reason why I bought the fucking giant wagon.
Yeah. Anybody else shopping or exploring in town with your afternoon?
Trying to think of how metagaming I'm allowed to be.
In what way?
No.
Well, no reason. I'll probably I'll just keep shopping in town, pick up the amber. That's pretty much it for me.
I don't have anything in mind.
Actually, wait, no. Change my mind. Is there any local delicacies in terms of wine?
In terms of wine, probably not so much.
Wait, is this Cheval Lands, right?
No. You've crossed back over the border into Crownlands. This is Castle Wolfetrud at the top.
Sorry, what I meant to say was not wine, but just alcoholic beverages.
Yeah, there's probably a few things, like probably something you can make with like a
budget drink.
I'm actually trying to remember what actually is the like base alcohol for like you may have noticed things are a little Franco-Germanic up here. I'm trying to actually think what is the
mead.
Okay, so a schnapps is a fruit brandy. No, you guys have mead. No, they would have like I said, like a fruit brandy, like a apple, pear, that kind of thing. Something you can put in a mash and like ferment the shit out of, fortify.
Sure, I like a bottle of apple schnapps if that's possible.
Yeah, basically. That equivalent.
I'll hold on to it.
Pocket, apple.
Starting my own collection.
They probably do some hot ciders, but not right now.
Okay. I feel sorry not having any ideas right now.
That's okay. This is I've boiled down to the thing that every role playing group loves to do, which is shop, and I just keep letting you do tourist shit. It's not actually important. I'm just letting you know what the local culture is like.
I appreciate it.
And like I said, I feel like in character it makes a lot of sense for Inos to be like, yes, some more local culture. Let me put this in my culture pocket so I can take home to my people. Let me open my cultural artifact inventory.
It's probably with the group for most point, but then just like at one point, it's like, where'd Konrad go? Oh, we just passed the forges.
Yeah.
And he's just like lingering there, like watching and talking with the blacksmiths and stuff like that.
His eyes light up like a kid in the candy store.
Pretty much.
Logesh is just grabbing drinks to enjoy later with Everhelm or Rodrigo.
But I will say, Konrad is probably not going to be buying too much more because, unlike all the other Wealth 5 people, he's only Wealth 3.
Oh, well,
Yes,
hey,
you got a huge
I am not
I think
Wealth
that can
5,
be rectified
I'm
at
Wealth
some
4.
point.
Well, I would need to come up with a reason for him to have more money.
I need to go just get back to Teine to restock my wallet.
And I also think Logesh is not super well off either.
Yep, so can't get that much.
But a single bottle of liquor should be in. All right, well, then I think it's time for dinner.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is, again, kind of fitting the theme. Usually your first night somewhere, especially when you've been traveling the day before, they don't do like a big formal dinner.
Wait,
so...
Wait, sorry.
Yeah. What's up?
I do have one more thing, because I didn't think to ask this. Does Alestra have a wealth level?
I think she's like wealth 1 or 2. Let me double check.
In that case, I would probably give her a little bit of spending money.
She would probably spend it on some local perfumes or incense. But let me check.
Whatever she wants to do with it.
Wealth 2, yes. And if you're curious, because they're both part of your main house, Aurelia and Huron are both Wealth 2 as well. Their various stipendy bits are decent. Obviously, you can overspend and your wealth level can go down, but you should cover them with most basic things. All right, so dinner. Like I said, not, super formal. You are invited to the high table. Again, because this is a big-ass, gothic-ass castle. There is a great big, main hall type dining room with a bloody great hearth in here.
Bloody great.
Probably keeping the place warm. Again, the architecture styles and, the accents of the people and the exact, food you're being served is a little different than, what you guys are used to. But I definitely feel like the lands of House Whitestone are probably the closest to Teine you've been, in literally weeks.
Yeah. Definitely feels that way.
Makes me a little homesick.
But your meal, the first course, racks of roasted boar ribs.
Whoa. Wait, no, we probably have more.
Yeah. With sides of scraped cheese and baked vegetables. Non-specific vegetables. But yeah, you scrape or shred some cheese over that.
Cheese.
Lamb stew, which would be lamb, carrots and beef broth, hint of ale. Earlier, you asked me about the cream technology. Fresh, dark buckwheat flour rolls with cream, fresh cream.
Flesh rolls?
Flesh cream.
Yeah.
Fresh cream with flour rolls, buckwheat flour, which is not technically, it's called buckwheat, not related to wheat at all. It is actually gluten-free.
Oh.
Not that anybody in character has any gluten allergies, but just a fun fact of the stuff they've got rattling around.
Yeah.
And for dessert, elderberry pastries.
Woo! Sweets!
Yeah.
Nice.
And I'm sure you guys will eat up some fucking roasted boar ribs.
Yeah.
Rib. But yes, at dinner, funnily enough, considering you're here balling, a short while into the meal, probably once a few of you have, stripped the meat off a decent couple of rib bones, Dame Emmeline actually, addresses the whole squad and she says, "Your Highness, I know you're here to check in on the state of the realm, show your guests some of Crown's culture, but I've actually been hoping we can do a little bit of cultural exchange the other way." She kind of, looks over it at you, the Logi boys. "In particular, tonight I'd like to ask to see the famed Norlish ingenuity when it comes to hunting monstrum."
Oh.
Exclamation point pops up.
The question marks just...
Yeah. I don't
I
know
have
if
a
you
feeling
believe
that might be the case.
Been listening in town. Yes, the people are a little on edge. I forgot to mention this earlier when you guys did your lore check for local read, but Dame Emmeline seems like she is a reasonable but a little bit of a strict host. She's got because of the thing I talked about with her being born at basically the lowest tier of nobility. She seems to mind her manners very strictly and kind of has maybe some high standards there, but she's real keen on that maintaining order. Probably the reason why, especially after those hearing rolls, actually, I should say, why there haven't been any highwaymen attacks or anything on the roads. She and the lower lords of House Whitestone very good at regular patrols of knights and soldiers. Make sure roads are clear. There are not highwaymen in this region. They actually have manpower to spare, and they use it. And she reports that she's been using this manpower, that some of her scouts have noticed the signs of a nesting pair of warhawks, an avian monstrum breed. They've noticed
Warhawks?
Warhawks. A few dead wolves and wild goats, and in the past couple of weeks, a week or so, a few of the local town sheep have been killed or gone missing, and, night before last, one shepherd. Now, I've tried raising the flags over the keep to signal to the local winged folk to ask them if they know where anything's going on, but it's spring, which means those of them that actually bother to look down the mountain are busy minding their eggs. So I was planning on organizing a hunting party, go into the foothills on the morrow, hunt monsters. Since your guests have showed up, Your Highness, I thought they might be interested in such a thing. As I said, we've all heard that monstrum attacks are more frequent, more steady in Nolan.
Inos, leans forward and it's like, well, we're definitely not, oh, god damn it. We're definitely not new to monstrum hunting, but I must confess, could you tell me what a warhawk is?
You should be careful, but I don't think they're any worse than a warg or a bearskin, at least from the tales. She'll go into a more, expeditious, so a warhawk is a monstrous hawk or eagle, a bird of prey. Wingspan 3 yards or more.
Seems big.
Can weigh upwards of 50 pounds. Talons and beak sharp as knives. They are big enough to scoop up humans, mostly small ones. They don't actively seem to eat people, but will attack intruders in their territory, and they prey on livestock, so they are a issue to be dealt with. I think Dame Whitestone would be like, normally these seasons, they're fairly rare unless you actually go up into the mountain ranges, but they do sometimes come far enough south to be a bother. They are ranked a phantom beast, so the lowest tier.
Okay.
But, they get out there, they have a decent amount of danger, they can fly pretty far, do a lot of swooping. We just stole the ranking from Fate, so it's Phantom Beast, Demonic Beast, Divine Beast.
But what are wargs ranked?
Also Phantom. They're just slightly supernatural wolves. I think on screen you guys have not fought anything that ranks demonic or higher.
I feel like dragons would count as divine beasts.
I feel like those things that we fought in the arena would be higher.
Those are fairies. Different.
Yeah, those aren't actually monstrum.
They're monstrum adjacent. The black dogs are basically to wargs what hippogriffs are to griffins, which is the fairies captured some wargs or other monstrous wolves and crossbred them with otherworldly dogs, which, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if dogs on the other side play by the same rules as normal dogs.
Yeah, fair.
If you I'm just imagine the dog equivalent of Leslok, and now you're thinking that, what does that mean? I'm talking about, what if a dog could do sorcery, a sorcerer dog?
Stink it the fuck. I was gonna make a Tepu joke, but I don't think that works.
So the magic dogs from Elden Ring.
Yeah, like that probably. But also stat wise, the black dog was virtually identical to a warg, other than instead of having a cold ability at close quarters, it had an electric ability at close quarters. You guys didn't actually get in close quarters with the warg, so you guys have not seen the fact that they're supernaturally cold up close. But yeah,
I think we have arquebuses, so we should probably have to try this. But yeah,
they do fly. They fly pretty far and fast. They get up there. If you wanted me to divulge some of their stats, your magical boy monstrum roller can roll.
I'll do it.
But does anybody else have any other comments or questions about the Warhawk business? Oh, actually, Dame Emmeline should say that their feathers, especially the tail feathers, are very prized. They're known to be sturdy and beautiful. Something you guys would know from your recent researching is that for their dragon-slaying arrows out of their their great bows, the Dragon Slayer tribe would use Warhawk feathers if they could.
I want to keep one as an implement for threads of conversation then.
Well, I'm pretty sure Narissa is hella stoked to go on this, so...
Oh yeah, I had a whole line in my... I was going to say this because I don't think it actually will come up, but I was going to probably say to her you are going to be part of my family and I'm going to be part of yours, so you are going to be one of us now, so come along.
Yeah, I shouldn't say what I was going to say.
Sappiness is high.
I probably shouldn't say what I was going to say then.
What were you
I was going
going
to say you and Narissa should stay back.
No, this is one thing we should not... No.
It's taking a bit.
No,
I did it wrong.
Okay? Maybe D1's getting a freeze warning.
Come on.
Give him a sec, it's alright.
Okay.
But, I mean, you are the... Well, not the king, but you know what I mean. You're the lord.
Well, no, he shouldn't be, trying to, punch the bird, but no, he should be there. Yeah.
Yeah, he should come along on the hunt. Like, there's... Not being on the hunt would be, cowardly. Like, was he going to do? Hide,
I was... It's like, I was
rights?
No. Going on the hunt was... Me not going was out of the question in my mind.
This is why I didn't voice it out loud.
No. But, yeah, let's... Well, this is one of the things, like, I asked my question, and now, everyone turns to the Marquess.
The Marquess's brain is apparently experiencing a bandwidth issue.
I'm waiting for the result, but it's like, we should... Yeah, it's like...
Smoke rising out of Leslok's ears.
Don't...
Marquis seems to be broken at the moment.
Yeah, I think D1's just not awake right now.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, yep, he just crashed.
Just
went offline. All right. Well, usually when he has
I have
problems,
a
he'll
dice
come
one I
back.
could probably use. So
I mean, you can continue the conversation. Usually when he comes back, he should get out there.
Okay.
He'll catch up. But yes, like Inos said, the line of conversation probably turns to focus on you.
Boss, that's your cue.
Sorry, just yeah.
Oh, I said you could have waited, but okay, sure. 3 twos. Do you want me to give you the info on Warhawking now? Will that affect your next line of this conversation?
We're still going. Okay. No.
Then go ahead and compose yourself, and I'll see what I got later. Oh, Gina's.
Well, she's gone out of her way to ask us. We should do our best to. We should do the best we can and hunt down all of them.
I don't know if it's just me, but when you're speaking as Leslok, can you speak up a little?
Oh, fair. Okay.
Sorry, I don't know if it's just me, but anytime you speak as Leslok, I feel like
that line read was a little soft.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well,
like if I'm ever too quiet or too loud, please let me know.
Fair enough. The Minerva's gone out of her way to politely ask us to do this, so it's only proper that we hunt all of them down.
Nodding around the table, hearing. Yes.
Yeah.
Anybody have any? It doesn't sound like we got any objections at the table.
No.
Marquis, before we leave on the hunt,
putting a helmet on, yes.
I need to request your specific express permission to use my ability should anyone come to harm.
Can you be more specific in that regard?
Kind of ominous sounding.
Can I use my magical abilities to protect you from harm?
Yes, but which thing do you have in mind?
I kind of feel like that was a given.
I mean, so I am big on... No, I don't say I am big on. That is not proper syntax for this time, but it is important that I always have express consent to use spells some might find...
unnatural.
Listen, you can't say goddammit, you paused.
I was
going to say unusual, but I just realized midway through, it's like, oh, God,
I need to roll. Right, I can't ask D1 for it right now. Fuck. I was going to do Second Student of Sorcery to be like, okay, what is he referring to? Because
would you like me to give you a demonstration?
I could teach you the ways that some of the town
before we get to rolling more dice, I should say, because he did roll Student Monstrum. Not a super high roll, but yeah. Warhawk, it's Big Bird. They're decently strong and fast, for Monstrum. Keen eyesight. The main thing you need to be aware of is that they are doing at least, killing damage with their talons and beaks. They can fly. And also, their special power is they're very dodgy. They automatically generate 1 gobble dice at height 10 every round. So they
multiple attacks are needed.
Yeah, they will break most solo attacks done against them, even if they're not doing something.
So you just get a free 10 in their roll, right? When they dodge?
No. They get a free gobble die.
Oh,
so it will break 1 match of assuming it's a 2-width, they get to just take a 10, gobble a 10 or lower out of anything automatically. They do not need to roll dodge. But it's only one die, so as X said, multiple attacks will cut through that.
I assume that gobble die is only going to work. It's like one instance that entire round.
Yeah, it's one die per round, so
yeah, so
they can only use it for one thing. It is not all attacks.
But Nicola, I don't think you need to make a demonstration. I'd prefer you just explain what you have in mind.
I have the ability to take on the injury from others.
Question, out of character. Which arm is Nicola missing?
The left arm? No, I'm missing my right arm. I have my left arm.
Okay, in character. What if we get hit in the right arm?
I will actually posit that.
I'll double check for sure. I don't think strictly speaking.
No. I think it would transfer to the torso. That's a good question.
I think strictly speaking, and I'll double check the wording. VT transfer should not necessarily require it to be like 1-to-1 to location. Just
it doesn't require it to be 1-to-1, so I can transfer. Theoretically, I could transfer damage from your chest into my leg.
Yeah. Or, more ideally, you could take damage in somebody's arm or leg, which is smaller, and put it in your torso, where it matters less.
Yeah.
It's just points of damage are moved, so yeah, you don't have you get around it. But that definitely sounds like a thing that Nicola would think about, like,
Nicola goes to answers, you go,
okay.
That's a good point.
If it's not 1-to-1, okay. No, I'm not saying it's okay. That's up to the Marquis.
He said it's okay. Zap him.
I'm not going to do the. He told me not to do the demonstration. I'm not going to do the demonstration.
Also, yes.
No.
I prefer. Okay. I'd also prefer that you respect the dame's wishes.
I asked, brother, cousin. I know it's hard for you to sometimes understand what we are saying. I'm asking your permission during the hunt if someone wants to get injured.
Fine.
More specifically, you or your bride-to-be, that I use this ability.
I have no objections.
Thank you.
I'm confident I can look after myself, but you are the court physician, so surely healing should fall under your discretion normally, no?
It does, but I know some people can be uncomfortable with the more supernatural methods, and I always like to give informed consent.
I feel like just as a character note, even though only at this moment anyway, well actually, I don't know, maybe
Leslok just looks
maybe I
at
should
you
have
with his
Comrade
colorful
roll
eyes.
empathy to see if he catches it, but definitely I feel like when you do that comment about, consent and stuff, I definitely feel like Alestra, like, coughs into her like cup of small ale or whatever you're drinking, something watered down.
Oh, now I feel bad.
Just like
You can explain to her later. It's fine.
No. Like, she just that's probably just something of like just the thought crosses her head of like, oh shit.
Yeah. Well, she didn't. She also hasn't taken a Hippocratic oath, so
True. And I mean, she was clearly not thinking of anything other than the fact that holy shit, you got shot with a crossbow bolt.
Several
I
crossbows.
wasn't even thinking
Multiple.
of that.
Yes, actually,
like
he
4.
got hit with a couple. I think.
I'm still slightly mad that I haven't figured out that done the healing. Otherwise, I would have put the fear of God into Nicola.
I mean,
Actually-
you should also roll empathy. I actually love that. Well, I was going to say probably
Actually, can I
Nicola
just-
notices, but
Can I just roll scrutinize? Because I just like how Nicola just looks way better than he should be right now.
Well, we already talked about that.
yeah, I don't think you need to roll scrutinize. That was a conversation point earlier.
Oh
But
no.
Oh, that's fair.
I think in particular, the only people
Son
who
of a
can
bitch.
possibly put 2 and 2 together. Yeah, we're still a little screwbled.
Hang on.
Might need to dig up a different
yeah.
roller because he's still asleep. I believe that we will. We're at 3 hours, so it's not super early, but we may
Kinda
call
want
the
to get
session
grumpy, yeah.
before the combat-y part.
Fair, we
if
probably
you
can
wanna
get the
stay
lead up.
dead.
I probably.
Like,
I guess
I at least want to give you guys your talkie phase and your prep phase, so
fair enough.
you can dig up a normal dice roller. Just
No, there's one on Google.
yeah, 5s. Okay.
That's all the ones.
Here's the die roller on Google.
Yes, I think in Inos' case with the successful empathy roll, you know that Alestra has dragon sorcery. I don't know if it's been formally discussed what her spell list is.
I think she did mention it back when.
Yeah, I think she mentioned. I don't know if she's mentioned it to me, but I'm pretty sure she's mentioned it to.
Yeah, because I think she spoke about it when I brought Aurelia in.
Yes. No. Okay. So yeah. So she's talked about the miracles she knows how to perform, which are illuminating and healing.
Yeah.
I do not know how to do that. How do I roll dice?
Yeah, but
So,
Inos is
like,
probably gonna
this is, I
narrow
think,
his
where
eyes a
your
little
empathy moment. Like I said, you can add 2 + 2 when, like I said, Nicola makes that offhand comment about consent, and Alestra kind of has like a brief like hang up moment of like, oop.
With Nicola not even thinking as usual. He's a dingus.
Oh, all right. But no, Inos has an eye narrow, and he's gonna corner Nicola later.
And depending on what I rolled, that might be while I try and corner him also.
Picturing that
boy.
that meme image of someone carrying the corner and someone just like arms and legs on holding
After
themselves up on
Nicola
the
is,
wall.
Nicola is immediately pinned between 3 people. What'd I do?
I'm just gonna cast out
Uh-oh.
the conversation.
Yeah,
It's dead.
and like I said before, you Leslok do not need to roll scrutinize to know that like no, Nicola is even for like this is like evening of the second day after he got shot. You know for a fact that while Nicola wasn't as badly injured as Konrad or Logesh, like he already seems fine for having been hit with some crossbows.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can access the Google dice roller by just typing dice
Yeah,
roller
dice
into
roller.
the device.
I also think about. I feel like I have enough. I have like 3 student sorcery to probably know vitae transfer as a concept, and that it goes both ways.
Yeah, that was I was going to wonder if I was going to have you roll.
I
that,
would-
but no,
I feel like that's like
it's
what
like
you're
a
saying,
second intensity spell. It's a
Yeah,
little exotic
well-
because it requires attunement. But actually, there's
But he
another
brought
good
it up.
question
It's
about
like,
OPSEC.
right, yeah.
You guys know that Nicola's attuned now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
okay.
gathered.
They should all know. I literally entered the boat as a stick person and left it as a JoJo's character. If they don't know, they're blind.
Well, we're gonna see how everybody's empathy rolls are going. But yes, no, I like I said, you've either told them or they can infer you have attunement.
Yeah.
Actually, I imagine
think
more
I
like
told-
I think it's more like
I
Steve
believe I
Rogers
told
before and
Leslok.
after.
Honestly, yeah, with the way
It is the Steve Rogers.
the great work.
Probably not quite as buff as Steve Rogers.
He's like
Because when I'm
body
saying
4.
JoJo character, I mean JoJo part like 4 or 5, not like part 3 where everyone's on steroids.
I was more thinking like 5 or 6 or like
Yeah,
7
like
or 8.
5 is probably the good area.
5 is probably the better one. Yeah.
But yeah, no. Yes, no. The Steve Rogers type transformation I think fits very well for the psyche of the great work when you attune
Definitely
yourself.
definitely a good before picture of Nicola.
But yeah, so like you said, you have like 3 in Student of Sorcery. You are probably familiar with the concept of vitae transfer.
And
if you wanted to know like the exact rules of it, like off your dome, since you can't normally learn that School of Sorcery at all because it's attuned.
I wouldn't know the specific, but it's more
But,
of like you could take
yeah,
harm
that
onto
would be
yourself
something you
or
roll,
move it
but
from
yeah.
yourself onto another. And it's like that's me. Let's all think of like what did he take his stab wounds? What did he take his shot wounds onto?
What do you mean by this?
Squirrel.
8s, yes,
I
no.
held a squirrel and it exploded.
You, as we said before, you, Konrad, do not know why Alestra has that hiccup in the middle of Nicola's conversation, but you notice that she has that pause, that catch in his conversation when he talks about healing without consent. And also, honestly, with 8s, you could probably pick up on that Inos picked up on something as well.
Oh boy.
We're developing the chain of lies.
My house of cards is coming undone.
Well, also what it is he remembers that he mentioned something to Nicola before and forgot about it, so...
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I never forget.
Become undone.
I never forget anything. Unless I want to.
It's your blessing and your curse.
I can just,
Well, like I said, I mean, I get it. If you want to roll to pick up on it, Leslok, you could probably pick up on this chain of things going on. You don't have the full context for this Daisy.
no,
chain,
but
I think,
like it does make me feel like it will probably justify what I want to do later.
But yeah. So, is there any more parts of your dinner bop conversation we want to talk about? Because otherwise, like I said, while our dice spot is down, we probably don't want to roll out a combat or anything. But
Everyone haven't agreed to it yet.
no, he said we should do it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all gonna
And
do
none
it.
of I think there was a pause for any of you to object, and there were none, basically.
I'm looking at Konrad and Logesh and Leslok probably, and how excited they are. I'm like, no, I'm not going to descend.
Konrad is not excited anymore. Now he's giving you the sidewell while sipping his drink.
Well, beforehand. I'm saying
Yeah.
beforehand.
Yeah.
Beforehand. He was bouncing
Look at
his...
you.
The moment to object is
Also-
past.
Not excited. He's not as much into fights like Konrad.
No, that's fair.
You
fact that
so
Logi's
you don't
Konrad and
feel
Leslok.
the burning passion for revenge upon all monsters for the killing of your parents you never knew?
Oh, hold on. That's different.
Now, hold on there.
Fair enough. You're correct. It is different.
There's a difference between having a fight boner and being really into we gotta exterminate these things.
Yeah, Nines. Like I said, again, Leslok, you don't.
It's a chain. I'm chain link 4 here.
Yeah, you don't know why there's suddenly a weird thing bouncing around the table between your family members, but you can pick up that there's a thing going on here now.
Time for
Something
later.
has happened.
Thing for later.
Yeah, without getting too much into character points, probably no, you'd be setting out first thing in the morning, so best time for it. There'd probably be the question then of who all is going with you. The Crown Prince doesn't have to go, but he will probably go to observe. You are his guests. So Agave will also probably come across.
Above my pay grade to decline or accept an invitation from that.
Yeah.
That is
We'll
the
probably need
Marquess.
to figure out
You
how
deal
we're
with that.
going. We also need to determine if we're going to stake it out or we're just going to try to bait some of them out.
Yeah, like I said, I want you guys to take some time to think about like plans and equipment prep. You will have some local guides to kind of walk you through where you're going and scout around, but you got to figure out, tools and implements and stuff. What I was going to say is, the rest of your party, like, probably as much as for reasons of the exchange of glances we've just talked about, Alestra wouldn't mind coming along. She probably should not go. She is not a very well qualified hunter. And obviously, like,
Stick her in a chainmail suit.
she's not good at like I said,
And
her
she collapses.
her known sorcery skills are very slim. So like, she's gonna be the leader of one of your banner houses, a cadet branch of your family. So like, you don't need to like coddle her, but this is outside of her current wheelhouse.
Yeah, no, I think we should leave
I just
Alestra
don't think we
behind.
should put her in frontline combat.
Yeah.
No, I think we should leave her back.
She could stay at the castle. The question of like people with useful skill sets, whether or not you want to go, would be Aurelia.
Here's the question, though: if we say she can't go, is she gonna come anyway?
Alestra?
No, if we tell
No, not really.
no Aurelia,
Okay.
if we told Aurelia to actually stay, I believe she would do it.
I think she
But-
can still come though.
She's gonna while you're with it, right?
Like she's more useful in a fight than I am.
Kind
And
of.
honestly, I'm not entirely sure how good Moira is going to be specifically at hunting warhawks. My guess is they probably. my
Moira's
guess is
word is never fought a bird with a soul before.
No, so honestly, if Alestra, Aurelia, and Moira to stay back, that'd probably be okay. They can relax.
I mean, Aurelia
Huron
probably doesn't want to relax. She would want to come, especially if you do bring Huron,
Yeah, well, yeah, that is the thing.
because he's got.
Like there's no good like that's the thing, Lucky. There's no good reason for
I
her
know
not to
Huron
come
has
if
some
I'm
drinks and
coming.
firearms, so
Because genuinely, she's better in a fight on a 1v1 target. On a 1v1 target fight, she's better in a fight than I am.
I mean, you're coming for your medical expertise.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, Huron has like firearms 1 and like 3 coordination, so like
I
he's
can
not
deal with mooks all
super
the
great,
day.
but he knows which one to hold and can aim.
I mean, we could also just say that Huron stays back as well.
It's true. It is also a little out of his wheelhouse. The main thing with Aurelia is that, as we have discussed, talking about is she better in a 1v1 fight, she does actually have some abilities that would be useful. She does know a couple of combat skills. She can cast Heart-Seeking Blade and also Soul-Seeking Arrow, and she can throw knives. She does not have any proper firearms training as of yet, so it can't quite do that with lead balls, but she can get out there. And also she can do, even if you don't take her with you directly, she can do the thing she did when you guys raided the house, which is she knows way of animals. So, she can conjure up a small bird squad to go with you.
just think she's
Normally,
too
without supernatural compulsion, normally regular wild birds do not fuck with warhawks. And indeed, some of them may kind of like how the wargs you fought commanded the respect of lesser wolves. There may even be lesser hawks and corvids which obey the warhawks, but a magically conjured group of threats is not that.
I'm just thinking we can probably afford to take her with us because I don't think it's we're not going to go in small force. I don't think she's going to be in that much danger, especially if she stays at range.
Well, you don't want to be in too large a force because the
we'll
prey will
spook,
never get close.
Yeah.
Well,
And also remember specifically, warhawks can pick up small humans. That means
So
Warhawks
me-
are probably more likely to attack, small, like just pick out the smaller targets, flap up, and then drop them. And like I said, they're natural dodgy, so there's a good chance that they'll probably get offset attacks. Omega is nice when it comes to combat. I am mean. I would immediately start picking on the smallest targets to start weeding out the weaklings. And with that mindset,
I would tell you this with you guys, without you needing to make any tactical rolls, that kind of stuff is going to depend on how you approach this, because these are wild animals. They're monstrum, so they can't even be a little bit mean.
Yeah.
They're going to think in terms of, like, opportunity targets and territorial targets. Like, if you guys go out there in your full battle rattle, like, clanking and clapping everywhere in broad daylight, these birds are not going to be anywhere. Like, they are not even going to approach you because they're going to be like, I don't want whatever that is. And then you guys are going to have to go home and they're going to go about their business.
It's not my decision. It's Marquis' decision. So your call, Axe.
Like,
So
that said, like, obviously, like, much like normal herd tactics, like, if Aurelia is sticking next to somebody, that's not going to be necessarily more of an opportunity target than, any other given crowd. She's also a little bit sneaky. But yes, what were you going to say, Aren?
I would say that, or like, if she wants to come, then perhaps just having her be wherever the prince is, observing things, because he's going to have his blood guard around, and we'll assume that we'll probably have some of our lamplighters there as well, while we're off away from that group dealing with them.
Could be reasonably safe. You would have some blood shields. Your lamplighters are also one of the things they're supposed to deal with is monster attacks.
That's just my thought.
well, that'll probably work. I just don't want Aurelia, Kieran, or Alestra in the main line of combat.
I definitely agree with Alestra because, like, I love my sister, but what the hell is she gonna do?
No, that's fair. And like I said, she would not press. Aurelia would probably ask for permission. Like Inos said, if you tell her firmly no, I think she's moved out of the rebellious phase where she's gonna, like, sneak out of the highest window of the tallest tower type shit. Like, that's not gonna work. But she would want to go, and Kieran would want to be present as well. He might actually try and, like, squidgle his way out. He has his boyish pride.
I think the better thing then is we have them come along. We don't need them actually directly hunting.
Tell them to stick by the crown prince. They should be fine.
Yes, because
perhaps the thought with her and is have him technically be in charge of the lamplighters that are staying with the prince while we're off. Give him something to keep him occupied so he doesn't get in over his head.
It's probably a good plan.
Makes sense.
But yeah, any other, like I said, you've got your time to plan. We could obviously just call it a day here and give you the week off, but any immediate thoughts of, like, planning, you guys are going to hike up into the mountains a little bit, not, like, into the peaks, but, it will be mountainous terrain.
Right.
There'll be some rivers, there'll be some rocks, there'll be some tree cover.
I assume we all have proper weapons in this case. I assume we still have arquebuses and the like.
I believe most of you who have firearm skill have said that you have brought an arquebus or pistol with you.
Yeah, I have an arquebus. I also have my chains. Those are going to be fun.
Which are more than capable of reaching them.
If they get close.
I have an arquebus for this kind of endeavor.
And Ed will probably honestly be ditching his normal heavier armor, and being warg man out in the bushes.
I don't think it'd be too bad if I wear, like,
maybe not with the mask, but
Yeah,
I mean,
lighter armor.
I assume like a brigandine, an iron helmet, and like boots and gloves would be fine.
Oh no, like all leather.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. It's what I'm doing.
You for
I'm
like,
doing that.
could probably skip some clanking. I mean, the question is, like, if it's so long as it's still light, you don't take any of the penalties.
Yeah, it's all light. They're all
If
light.
any bit of it is medium, then you got to deal with the fact that, like,
No, they're
it
all
makes
light.
sneaking and stuff harder.
It's all light.
Oh no, I have. So are we gonna do sneaky? Because that makes my armor change.
I mean, you're hunting, so.
So if we're doing sneaky. I will get some hunting boots and hunting gloves.
I don't actually have stealth skill. Fuck. Okay.
I don't think we're necessarily going to need the stealth. Well, we might need the stealth skill, but mostly we're going to be needing whatever tracking skill is, and we got guides for that.
And also Konrad.
And then also
With Ignis.
Yeah.
With Ignis.
The main thing is you're going to want to, like I said, you guys, I know Axe earlier and may have been in character talked about, like, maybe baiting them out. That might be something you do, like catch a wild goat or see if you can buy, like, a sheep off somebody to, like, bait them down close. That could be a tactic. Otherwise, you just hunt for wherever they're nesting, and, like, if you see an eagle with a fucking 10-foot wingspan, shoot it.
I think the best.
Be advised,
strategy-
I am not as mean as the video game Elden Ring. These do not have swords strapped to their feet.
Well, those are like those if we ever like actually domesticated them into
They
war.
don't have
warhawks.
explosive barrels to throw at us either?
Currently, no.
Yeah,
Currently,
no,
he says.
I think the best course of action.
I'm going to be honest. The throwing barrels at you is probably more likely than swords on their feet. I think a giant bird could figure that one out. This is what I talked about earlier when I talked about foreshadowing, when just arbitrarily you guys were like, birds are scary, and I'm like, yes.
I mean, I'm gonna be real. If birds can figure out how to drop things from very hard to break them open, I'm pretty sure they can figure out, hey, if I drop big things on people, they don't like that.
Yeah.
One of the birds
Swords, that's
picks
a
up
little much.
picks up Nicola, throws Nicola. Nicola explodes.
I'm not heavy.
But you have alchemy stuff on you.
If I had one of the feathers, I also could just track it down to pricky thumbs.
Anyway.
I mean, that means you could look for, that is a thing in the wild. You could look for animal sign, like if they shed a feather or shed some down somewhere.
I personally
Find the
think
blood off a kill.
the best strategy for getting these things, and this is just based completely on normal hunting, so maybe Monstrum are different, is to lure out and ambush one and then track the nest to make sure it's gotten rid of.
Well, that's a good question. Are these warhawks like a mated pair?
The Lady Emmeline did phrase it as a nesting pair, so yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So we need to find the nest afterwards.
Well, I don't know if
Get rid of
warhawks
animals.
are if only one of them hunts or both of them hunts. So we don't know if one's actually minding the nest or not.
What you do know for a fact is from Leslok's rule earlier is they are territorial. Like if, as seen from the incidents already, they will attack lone humans or even probably small groups, pairs or threes of humans that are in their territory to drive them off. Not necessarily to like kill them and eat them, but
I'm just
Also
saying
get something
the
with it.
nest would need to be destroyed as well.
yes.
Well, that is true. But my best thing is probably get a tracking party to get us in the general vicinity, and then we should just probably buy a sheep and just let it go. It'll make probably enough noise that it will attract the attention of at least one of them, and then we can take it down. Then probably search the area for the nest if we pay attention to where it came from.
Sounds like that's in your wheelhouses of skills.
Mm.
Track, identify, keep an ear out, and
Use
depending
those
on what
strengths.
stuff your Marquess has in his pocket,
I have a feeling Konrad is going to be leading the tracking group.
Probably.
Because
he is Workman.
honestly, I might get something wicked because it might actually work.
I was just about to ask, do you have something wicked this way?
I was checking the list of being. I remember there being a detection spell for Monstrum on this list. I was trying to find it again.
Yeah, something wicked.
I can
Past
get
5
that.
minutes.
I can get that.
Yes. Detect sorcery, monstrum, spirits, and other magical things in about 500 feet. No,
Differentiation. It doesn't differentiate
Yeah,
which
no-
one is
no
which, but it tells
differentiation.
you. It tells you specifically where it is in distance from you.
No, it tells you where they are.
yeah.
Yes,
But it,
Which is
it
still
does not
useful.
differentiate what kind of supernatural the thing is.
it's radar essentially.
Cast it on the forest, you get 50 pings. Uh-oh.
At least you know where they all are.
I mean, honestly, if I think if Leslok got a ping where like that, he would be like, Nicola, invent napalm, firebomb this forest. Get me out of here.
Thanks. I don't know how we'd get to that point, but thank you for the idea.
Nicola the Orange.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you get the ping, you can ping. But I will say, as a result, you guys are probably going to be armed with a early hearty hunting breakfast: eggs, bacon with more shredded cheese, spiced sausages, buckwheat
Wait.
pancakes.
So
berry
that,
sauce,
we're going to
etc.
leave in the morning, correct?
Yes,
Then I am going to make a potion.
fair enough. And I do believe before we do leave, some of these guys have some evening conversations.
I have
Yeah.
a question for Omega briefly.
Sure.
What is the
You
richest
can
range
talk to me
options?
while I'm brewing.
What was that, X?
What is the richest ranged options?
Throw a spear?
She can throw her spear
Okay.
as far as a short range, and also I think she has like 1 in firearms.
Okay, just
I
Make it
believe her
change.
range option is listed as Yeet.
I just need to make
But
sure.
anyway, I'm going to begin the brewery.
Very dive.
Okay, no, she does not have any firearms, so yeah, it's just she has the strike the tail martial technique.
Okay. She might as well grab some hunting javelin. Those are a thing.
But yes, if you guys want to do your scene with Nicola before we wrap it up for the day.
So this is what after he finishes brewing and stuff, or
No,
It'll take like
while
5
I'm doing you're not going to have time. I'm going to warn you right now, you're not going to have time afterwards, so you could do this while I'm brewing.
Which thing are you brewing?
A stone skin potion for
Okay.
you.
Okay. Because healing potions only take you 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I thought so, but I wasn't
She's
sure.
gonna work on a little
Yeah.
stone skin tonight. Okay. Yeah, so he's in the room stirring the pot.
Nicola,
Yes?
about what you were going to tell me the other day. You know, but you didn't want to when Wilhelm was around?
Yes. So I was healed via magic by someone who is not known to be a sorcerer.
Konrad says the part I'm thinking internally.
Who?
I don't know if I can reveal that without their consent. I haven't talked to them yet.
I mean, it would have to be someone in our party. I can start eliminating possibilities.
Can. It's important it stays a secret.
Can you tell me why it needs to be a secret exactly without revealing
Who it
the
is?
person?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
What do you know of,
Dallas,
God,
I'm gonna be.
what's it-
Oh no, I can't tell you. But you should have just said no.
No, I can't. So, wait, I can't. Wait, sorry, the potion fumes are getting to me. The reason I can't tell you is because what? Huh? Sorry, my brain is deleting itself, and I don't know why.
Really is the fuse for the potion.
Becoming stone.
What am I even burning? What is this? Oh, uh-oh.
So if you don't want to tell me, just say so and stop playing this damn game.
I'm not sorry, cousin. If it was not a serious matter, I'm not excluding you on purpose. I told exactly one person, and it was with the express permission of the person in question. Our brother does not even know about this. I shouldn't have said that.
Really? All right.
God, I'm bad at this
I'm
when
going to
doing
sleep.
potions.
I don't want to think about this. And Konrad will leave at that point.
I feel like Inos should just be in the hall, just like waiting, just like, well, I could have helped him out of that one, but
God, I'm bad at this. Also, I lost my accent for some reason again.
you haven't hardly had your accent at all tonight. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Inos, do you want to swoop upon Dallas also?
I do wish to swoop upon Dallas.
Okay, you can tag out with Konrad.
Yes.
I'm popular tonight.
I think to
Yes.
cast threads of conversation, you would have to know that there's a conversation happening with Nicola.
That's fair.
Also, if you spy on me, I'm not going to say anything. I will just start telling Inos random dirty jokes.
You wouldn't know I'm spying on you.
I have Eerie, motherfucker.
Yeah.
It is true; they would be the targets.
Like,
Oh yeah, fair. Okay.
if I suddenly hear a spell cast, I'm sorry.
I
if
would
I'm
do it
about to
from,
have
like,
a
40
conversation
feet
with someone
away.
and I hear, and I get a little
there's
ping
still-
on my
there's-
magic radar. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna start
Intensity
talking
2
to
is
Inos
not a very
motherfucking
far
letter.
radius, but still, they would be the subjects of possible eerie roll.
That's fair.
Anyway,
No.
sorry, cousin. What do you need?
Oh no, well, I had an immediate response. Was like when you said you're popping, and I'd be like, yes, fools generally are.
Oh, that's fair. So what did I mess up this time?
It's all like Inos is, he's going to, first, check down the hallway, look left, look right, see if anyone's watching, walk around the room, check to see if there's like any listening holes or peepholes.
1 second, I need to make a roll. I need to see if Konrad notices that Inos went in the room.
Both of you go ahead and roll me scrutinize. If for Enos' sake, just for the sake of the peace of mind.
I would like to roll study and espionage.
That would also be just as good, yes.
Apt.
For your purposes, yes.
Fuck!
Now you're
Right,
still
he one's
asleep.
off.
Okay, I got it. Okay, that's how I change it.
Oh.
Roll, damn you. How's this? Okay.
I hope I played Nicola awkwardly well.
Oh, don't you worry, buddy.
Oh boy.
Got a pair of eights.
Yes, you can be reasonably certain that the House Whitestone does not spy upon their guest rooms, at least not this one that Nicola is in.
Yeah.
I got a pair of eights also. So I'm just going to say that when Inos looks out in the hall, Konrad is looking dead at him.
Yeah, Conrad's standing in front of his guest room just looking at you.
And then it goes in his room.
Looking at him, looking at you. And I'm looking at him.
Yes.
Also, I'm fairly certain, as we've discussed, that Leslok is not out in the hallway preparing to listen in on this conversation.
No, because technically I can do it from inside my room with the door closed.
God, everyone wants to be a part of this fucking secret.
But it's fine. I'm
Also,
just gonna move on.
no, you can't. I'm definitely. If that works that way, it doesn't work that way anymore. We're gonna patch notes that right now.
Are you gonna make sure I have to directly see it, so it's more of a distance thing?
Yeah, the intent is not that you just kind of like
It's more for crowds. Okay.
can listen at something without knowing where it is.
Just get magic ears.
Okay, so it's better for listening to something in a crowd, which is what I thought it was initially for. So yeah, fair. Moving on. I'm not here.
But after Inos inspects Nicola's room, he is going to get awkwardly close to Nicola to make him stop working on the potion.
Nicola,
And if he doesn't stop, oh, I'm sorry, what was that?
And honestly, by the time you guys are in here, it's probably not. I'm not necessarily like actively working. It's more things are on boilers and burners, and I'm waiting.
Okay.
So I'm probably. I probably do have one eye on the potion to make sure nothing blows up, but
yeah. Well, Inos is still going to get awkwardly close and speak in a low voice. What healed you earlier, Nicola?
That would be my sister.
At that, Inos just kind of groans and just takes a step back. It's like, oh, this is just perfect. Did anyone see?
Yeah, only people who already knew, i.e. Aurelia.
Oh, this is just perfect. Well, if this has proved one thing, is that your sister's love for you overrides her common sense.
She gets her so alike in that way.
Yes. But now you have to realize that anytime you get injured, we have to be concerned that Alestra is going to do something completely foolish, in my opinion, just to save you. Is that something you want?
No, it's not. And I do understand that, which is why I made a show of revealing that ability at dinner, because it can be used in both directions to get rid of injury.
Nicola, I don't think you're necessarily the type of person to foist your injuries onto someone else. And if you're taking on other people's injuries, that's just as much insistent for your sister to try and heal it.
That's a good point. I could always find a squirrel. Like an evil squirrel.
Just explode it. Explode the squirrel.
Yes, but that precludes finding a squirrel in the first place. What would be better is to not find yourself in dangerous situations in the first at all.
You're right. I need to work on hanging back.
Yes. During the combat, during the hunt tomorrow, stay.
I'm glad.
Sorry, I got to be completely distracted.
I mean, I wasn't expecting Loth to find an exploding squirrel gif.
Oh, it explodes! Fucking hell!
Anyway, sorry,
it's like, stay with the Marquis, do not make yourself a target, and just be concerned about keeping people alive through your I don't know if I want to say medical arts or medicinal arts. Probably medical arts.
Either works.
Yeah, through your medical arts.
I think that's a good course of action.
If, by some chance, you do find yourselves under the means of attack, which is unlikely but still possible, please make means to defend yourself, but put protecting yourself above the rest, put protecting the Marquis above the rest, and then yourself.
No, yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, no, I can agree to that. That's the only qualifier I need make.
Yes, it's like I would like to keep the situation with your sister a secret. Not because I don't trust the others, it's just that the more points of people knowing, the more points of someone else finding out.
Agreed.
If by some chance they start asking questions, just flat out deny anything and say, I can't tell you. It's like if they have issue with that, well then they'll have to bring it up to the Marquis. And if it gets brought up to the Marquis, well then we'll probably all get involved and I'll step in.
Okay.
That's like, if by any chance you do wish to tell someone else, that is, say, between you and Alestra, but, like I said, the less people that know, the more freely I can work.
I would
Remember,
agree.
we're doing something a little non-standard here. I don't think anyone here would necessarily want to turn your sister over to the church, but you never know who might speak when and where, and who might find out.
I definitely agree with you on that. I may bring something up with Alestra later about letting the Marquis know, just so he's aware, but that would only be when we are back in Teine, and not before.
Yes, I think probably saving it till the rest till we're back in Teine is probably the best. I'm pretty sure we're going to be stopping by the Iron Latron, and that would be the most stressful time.
Agreed.
All right. But, just to recap, keep it secret, keep your lips shut, deny, and keep yourself safe.
Yes. No injury. No injury.
No
I can do this. I can make it through a combat without injury. I can do it.
just don't be in the combat.
I mean, we've discussed this before, but like,
the far distance of the war combat, and I still got injured.
One of Nicola's big things is his not quite, but close to martyrdom complex.
Yeah,
his self-effacing and self-sacrificing nature for others.
Well, yeah, no, that's why I use the sister against him. That if he does that, his sister.
Exactly. Lucky knows how to manipulate me.
Yeah, that's why he's inclined to like dive in first. And Dallas still has that. I mean, I'll put it this way, Axe. Dallas currently has the camo problem, where he is like currently your best nuker. So he likes to jump into the conflict, do a shitload of DPS, and then go, "Oh shit, I'm squishy."
Camo was not that squishy.
No. I think all of you got really tanky in the Star Wars campaign because of the way DPS worked. But no,
I think it's more of.
Remember that time Boots got shot in the head and he was fine.
Yeah, I'm more of a. I'm not a very good DPS. I'm a crowd controller. Any good big crowd situation, I got it.
Yes, but no. After that, Inos will give him a nod, give Nicola a slap on the arm that he has.
Yes,
and he'll slide on out.
Before you go, Nicola will hand you a healing potion.
Oh,
can I roll that up quickly? Because I will be making these in I will be making these brief 5-minute potions for everyone, while the 8-hour potion is brewing. Essentially.
Yeah, honestly, I think that makes sense.
No, that works. You should have the equipment for that. And like I said, you went to the.
So I will give one to
today.
Lucky and roll the. Oh no, you reworded it, so I don't have to roll the place.
Just roll to make
it. You just roll to succeed, and then it does heals width somewhere.
Yeah.
And also, I did add a line specifying 2 threads of conversation. You have to be externally aware of a conversation to threads it, which means you have to usually be able to see or otherwise infer somebody's talking.
You have a 3-width healing potion.
What does the whip do on a healing potion?
More heals.
Yeah, I was just there.
I will add that to my gear.
Put H for healing potion?
Yes. Yeah, I believe it heals 2 killing at that point.
No, it's width. It heals width in shock first, converts width in killing to shock in a single hit location of your choosing.
I'll just put whip 3 healing potion on.
So yeah, that would cure 3 shock from somewhere and turn 3 killing to shock.
All right, but yeah, I am done being
and D1 is
specter in the night. So
that's fair. I will roll the rest. I'll roll the rest of these very quickly.
Sure, because I think that's going to be it. Like I said, we'll end the night and start with prepping. Feel free to, as usual, take your week to think about plans. If there's anything extra you need to get besides, goat, sheep.
I would like to say nets, but I don't know. Throwing nets probably seems like a fucking pain.
Write down
gnats. I was going to say nets or snares.
Write down a 2-width stone skin potion.
Okay.
As well as
working again.
As well as a 4-width healing potion.
Jesus. Also, yeah, he's back. I said that earlier when Dallas rolled. Yeah, D1's back.
Sorry, Konrad.
But yeah, these people are like shepherds and ranchers. They should have lassos, snares, nets, that kind of thing. Something for corralling small animals, bundling them up, that kind of stuff.
All right.
And Huron and Thorin are not coming with us, or are they?
They are. They'll be in a pack with like the prince. It sounds like the idea is to basically have that party stand. Yeah, Thorin's not here anymore.
Wow. The base of the mountain.
Have them basically stand just off screen.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh no, 2 4s. Okay.
Yeah,
Two
okay.
fours.
Yeah,
Almost
yeah,
a straight.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you're missing a 6.
Logesh, you have a 2 with healing potion.
And an 8.
And then, so no one else is coming in our main group, right?
Should just be the other
Okay.
4 PCs.
Oh no, your
Marissa.
fiance.
Yeah, Narissa. Don't forget Narissa.
Yeah,
next
yeah.
one.
Sure.
Narissa gets a 2 with
With
healing
a-
potion. But she also gets a 2 with stone skin potion.
guess
Because
you could-
I had one prepared for myself that I haven't used yet.
I
So I'm
guess that
just gonna
does last
give
a month. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you keep it preserved.
So yeah, give that to her because
I will say though, at this stage, Nicola, that probably wipes out all the supplies you just bought in the market
no,
today.
I feel like I just restocked. I go, well, shit.
Yes. So hopefully everybody makes it back okay, and you have time to go shopping again when you come back from the hunt. Because yeah, no, that definitely cut into all your stockpiles of all that normal stuff.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no. Like I said, the point of threads of conversation is for you to like creepily listen in on people having like a quiet or low tone conversation from like 50 feet away. But
You ever?
it's not intended to be able for you to like psychically detect all conversations between walls.
Axe, have you played Assassin's Creed?
Yeah, it's the thing where you listen to someone in the
It's
crowd
that.
next over. Yeah.
It's where you blend into a crowd and listen to someone from
And the main
weirdly
thing
like
is that like it's
20
like
feet
you don't
away
need to
somehow.
make a hearing roll at all to do it. You just observe. But all right, that's gonna be it. I think for the session, you guys will go hunting tomorrow. I hope you like our little hunting diversions. I decided to pack that in there because I'm like, you know what the boys need to do? Hunt monsters.
It's like the beginning of
We're
the end.
going chicken hunting.
Big
Okay,
chicken.
dumb. Actually, because I'm monster roll. How inedible are warhawks?
They're birds of prey, not very.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it would taste bad. Because I assume they're based on hawks, so
Yeah. Their shape is a giant hawk or eagle. So
not good.
no, not a lot of meat there. Good for feathers. Probably get some giant.
I'll probably take some of those feathers and use them as implements for threads later on.
No, they're very good for that.
Mm.
You know, maybe get a few, talons. They're not long like knives, but they are sharp as knives. But yeah, that'll be it. Let's do EXP. Everybody showed up, and I think everybody was in character, so I think that's going to be a 3. Don't think anybody's problems came up so far.
I'm gonna up my coordination by 1 and buy something wicked.
Actually, I guess I'll check. Well, since D1's back.
Actually, that are
Oh, okay. Dame Emmanuel probably gave Inos some side-eye at dinner. But, you asked, a proper question, so she doesn't hate your guts or anything. So take your unwholesome point, buddy.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't expecting that to happen on 3 dice, but I decided to check since D1 was back.
Well, me, being out there getting attacked by a warhawk might improve her impression of me.
Do I get something wicked, or do I just get the?
I only have body 2. I might get carried off.
I also have body 2, but I'm also gonna be wearing all
No
these armor
demon
somewhere
chickens! Run!
I mean, honestly, if you get into close quarters, they might try.
Like, do I just get-
It won't come into
I get-
their roles otherwise, but I can say
Uh,
that they have body 3 at least. So
Oh god.
these birds are more buff than you.
They're not more
maybe
than
I'm
Konrad.
okay. Maybe I will just get chains that bind and infernal command. I'll do both.
What's this for command? do?
Wait. Logesh or Leslok, rather.
Oh gosh.
Rather.
Do you have any armor that is metal?
I'm gonna be wearing a metal helmet.
Okay, that wouldn't work. That just break your neck possibly.
Or
Can
you
you
make it
wear a
heavier.
chain shirt?
Do we have a chain?
I mean, it depends how much mouse on a brigadier.
Because you can wear a chain shirt. If they try and carry you off, I can metal call you.
That
That would be very.
feels
unpleasant
very
for him.
clumsy and very
It
dangerous.
would be unpleasant, but it would make him not be carried off by the giant death chickens.
I think if we reach that point, someone's gonna just start stabbing the bird.
Yeah, but then you might.
I'm
just
pretty
think
sure.
about it.
I'm pretty sure that what the bird is probably going to do is probably going to, pick you up and try to drop you from a great height.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Hmm.
saying. I would rather.
So that
not
means all
get
that
dropped
means
from
all
a great height.
that all Logesh has to do is run and catch him.
That or I just need to make sure I have flickering
while
shadows
he's
he can't
dropping,
grab
I
me.
can cast Iron Call and pinball him.
Oh god, it's like I'm gonna be rescued by 2 fucking healers. Ugh.
I mean, no. What you do is you awaken your inner Belmont and just whip chain yourself to the bird when it drops you and be like, "What now, smartass? We're chained
probably-
together."
I am probably gonna get chains that bind, so I can still be standing when I do a
Do a pin, yeah.
yeah.
So
I
don't you
need
have
Omega
like?
to give me the priest ability from WoW that lets me just yeet someone over to me.
I mean,
no,
that's also
sadly,
just
rescuing is,
that also is patched. That's just unpatched rescue.
You just be like, here.
No, I probably should not get Infernal Command. People are gonna find that.
And I won't do
weird.
what I do in Warcraft to just cause it to use it to murder people.
All right.
just like rescue. All right, okay. Yeah, I don't think
I can ask
clocked
soft
up
mic.
their,
Oh, that's a soft mic.
Anyway, I gotta go.
Yeah,
All right,
we're
bye.
gonna wrap up. I think we're
Good
good
night,
everything.
everyone.
So good night,
I will
everybody.
see
Don't forget
y'all
to
around.
do the stuff.